This is a production of Darn TV.
Well, hello, the Dirt Weekly.
No music?
Well, I don't know. I don't know what I got going on here.
We need help we get. Oh, there we go.
Show prep in full force.
Well,
0-0.
I thought you were ready this time.
I got here 6:40. Sat down at that chair over there. I got made fun of for the way I do my math last week.
Yeah.
So, because we did the math for the fantasy right on the air.
Not Common Core, just Brandon Core?
Yeah, Brandon math. It's correct, but I guess it's
how you got there is a little weird, huh?
Yeah. So I wanted to do that really fast. We're so we're so swamped at work with meetings and stuff because as of July 1st we're going to be a different company and
you're getting taken over.
It is a disaster. It's not a disaster. It's
a lot.
It's
Did Elon?
It's a 20 lap or a 15 lap hobby stock race that takes a half hour at Underwood.
Did Elon
and I yell
buy
at
your company? You're going electric in Western North Dakota?
No, we're not going anywhere near electric.
That's a naughty word.
We are
in the petroleum world.
Oh, Kelly, the banker already checked in. Good evening.
Hey. Yeah.
So. Yeah, it's.
How pretty did she look on Sunday?
In the new Nodak official shirts.
Yeah.
Her and Holly
they was all modeling it.
Yeah. They were all looking good.
Yeah. Take a double take.
A
lot of authority there.
I love Jeff Barta, but she wore it better.
Well, there you go, Jeff.
Welcome to the Dirt Weekly. Brandon Beater, Craig Heupel, Jordan Boyce, the three amigos back together. Still have the fourth chair that's empty. It's really a good thing that he did not show up tonight because I do not have a fourth headset.
He'd have to do sign language.
I
don't know that he knows a lot of sign.
He'd be sitting over there with a stick microphone in his hand.
That would be funner.
Because I have more fun, and then he'd have a headset on. Just a set of headphones. But
I like it already. Well, let's get him in here for that.
Well, giving him credit for not being here last week, the presentation, Jordan, that you like to say, there's a shortage of white paint between Smalls Medler and Jason Berg. All the white paint is gone in this country.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, effort in, effort out. For sure. Oh,
Sondrel just checked in.
Howdy,
Sebo Motorsports Rundown, specializing in high-performance parts, chassis repair. Call Ryan at 701-720-3889 today. Sebo Motorsports, Sunday morning after Underwood, Brody Beater. Got some owies, bent the front horns, radiator support, radiator, several other things. Ryan got Brody in right away. Brody sat and helped, and they got him fixed up so he could be at the Nodak Speedway Sunday night.
Nice job, Ryan.
Max Beater has a rear end housing over there right now. We had to do a swap-a-roo on rear end housings. We figured out one was bent. We put the old one or the other one in, so it's over there getting fixed. We're hoping to have the new one. He'll have it straightened out and ready to go, so we can slap her in the old 47 car for this weekend.
So I see Grinsteads had gotten one back from him too over the weekend. It was sitting on their tailgates. So good on Ryan, keeping everybody going in the right direction.
Yep. Yeah. So he's a busy guy. He's got two cars in there. He's got to get finished up. Then unfortunately, Tucker Sebo's slingshot is sitting there. Needs a body, needs some work, and it sometimes gets pushed to the wayside to get the customers done.
Well, I can go on record that our long North Dakota winters aren't as long as I used to think they were. Just not getting nothing done either, so we're working on it.
Now, Jesse Long got his car fixed last week after the Tougher Than Dirt Tour, or maybe going into it, one of the two. So a lot of people utilizing Ryan. Give him a call.
Back to Alex Twite. Since he's been to the Sebo shop, showing big speed. Got the heat win at Nodak. Showed a lot of speed in Underwood. Led the feature quite a few laps before,
succumbed. Well, again, a testament to, the hard work that cars require and making sure everything's straight and pointed the right way. So I know the rules. I'm just not doing them. So, working on it. But what a great weekend we had.
What a great weekend.
We did.
We did 3 nights of racing this last weekend.
Yeah.
And
pure adrenaline.
The Mclean County Fair, as we said, you go for the races and enjoy the fair.
Enjoy the fair. Yes.
Which there's nothing better.
Everything delivered optimally.
The Mclean County Fair is the perfect size fair for Brandon.
Right.
I don't like.
It's not too big.
I only like racing people, and I don't like people I don't know. So therefore, to go to the fair in Underwood is like perfect.
Yeah. Yeah, because 1 out of 10 people.
Right.
Yeah, about the right amount.
And you get to meet guys like that.
Yeah, look at the
while you're plowing the track.
Hey, do you know what? Have you ever heard my saying, what is fair? When somebody comes to me and goes, well, that's not fair. That can't be fair. You know what I say to them? A fair is a place where pigs win awards. The world is not fair.
So you're combining a couple of adjectives there.
Your pig there won an award at a fair.
That's a good looking fella.
Yeah. Look like he's nose
Look
deep
good in
into
the
something.
freezer section over there at Marketplace. But you'll probably charge double so you can support Team Craig.
Ooh. Yeah.
I'm proud to say
whatever it takes. It appears to be a popcorn problem, and I'm sticking to it.
Between Brock, shout out to Adam. Everyone's got their stickers now.
Peyton went around and made sure this weekend everybody got their stickers. I haven't even ordered mine. So
well, my player Adam started this coolness, and I'm glad you guys are copycats.
I'm
okay
saving
with
mine
that.
for next year. I'm just going to hold my stickers for next year.
It'll say 2025 next year then. They're dated, aren't they?
No,
mine are.
No, my stickers are not dated. Actually, I might just pawn mine off on Smalls because he can use mine, and I'll just get a different sticker.
Oh, he's not here. You get what you get. Yeah. So right. So Friday night starts off our doubleheader in Underwood. Weather's right. We got a new thing going on at Mclean. Hot Sauce come up with the Fast 40.
Which was entertaining.
Which we got to see come to fruition, and it sounded good on paper, it looked good on paper, and I thought it was better in action. It was just the right amount of everything. Cool qualifying.
We talked
fair number of laps.
We talked a little bit before the show, and I made this comment a handful of years ago when we brought in the topless deal and we did qualifying. Yeah. No heat races. We just did qualifying and feature.
And line you up.
Line you up. Is there a place for that?
After the weekend, it feels like there should be. Yeah.
Give them. So some would complain, well, I want my laps. I want 8 laps in a heat, and I want my 20 laps in a feature.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you're getting your laps. It's just all in one place.
Yeah.
One
event. Yeah.
One event.
Mm-hmm. So you got to be right the first time. Well, yeah, you get to time in, you get to adjust, and then you go. Again, as I shared there, in a world where fresh tires might matter, or at least we believe that they matter, if you could eliminate 3 tires in a heat race, put them on for your 2 laps of qualifying, and then you'd have them for the rest of the feature. For some people, that would be called half-price racing. Not me, but somebody.
I've been watching cars go around in circle a long time, and you've told me before, I don't really think I know what the heats do.
Mm-hmm.
What the heat races do?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. It's kind of one of them things. Traditionally, the heats have set up for the features.
Yeah.
Kinda
Qualifying is the big thing. You're trying to get into the invert.
So if I win my heat, what does that mean for me?
On a regular IMCA night, like we had Sunday at Nodak, if your class had 2 heat races, we'll say the stock cars. If your class had 2 heat races, then 1st through 5th in each heat were qualifying spots. First place didn't mean anything over 5th. It meant you qualified for the invert. So whether you got 5th or 1st, you were going to make the invert out of they invert 10 cars. So you and your other 9 will invert off of where you guys place in your average points. And you're right. That alone there can be confusing, hard to digest for some. But nonetheless, that's how it works.
Short story shorter, you get a little heat race winner sticker.
Yeah, that would be the deal breaker from 1st versus second through fifth.
Okay.
So first through fifth get the same advantage.
Let me go on record. It's been one of those years. I actually paid attention to get one of those because it's the only sticker I have so far.
Student testimonial. I'm sometimes a little late to the races. Because I don't really. It isn't dire to miss a heat, but I'll tell you, I am not missing that qualifying.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and I'm again. We haven't talked about it, but there was a time when everything was done with time trials, and what I like about it is the heat races are always evenly stacked because they're earned.
Right.
I guess what I'm referring to that you would time trial to set up your heats to set up your qualifications, but IMCA does an invert, so things have changed along the way. But really, what you're describing is something old is new again. Yeah, it might be time to revisit it. For me, the message has been over the weekend is that we're always going in a left-hand circle and all that there, and it's hard to make that attractive sometimes. I thought the Isaac's Fast 40 deal at McLean County offered that June spice, if you will. It was
some of the people out there have heard me say this. If they've been on the board of directors with me at NODAC, they've heard me say this. I always use I'm going to go to the races. I'm going to watch the heat races. I'm going to watch the features. And then I'm going to go home. Well, sometimes you have to do something a little different. I mean, it's not right, wrong, or indifferent. Sometimes you got to do something different.
Put a little thinking in the game.
Yeah, give them a little spice of life.
How's the time coming?
But when you look at these times, right?
They're down to the thousandth.
What about this Aaron Turnbull? That's insane. That the clock has got to be broken.
It was questioned.
I mean, he's like a second faster than a lot of guys. The only one.
But he showed how fast he was in the feature.
Yeah.
I mean, he backed up that time in the feature by doing what.
I was just going to go there. Both days combined, there was some chatter, if you will, that, hey, you sure that guy timed in that good? But when it came to being on the track, they did time in that good because they backed it up. You touched on Aaron. I don't know if we're going to mods first. This is my definition of Aaron on Friday at Mclean County. He was in clinic mode, and he never faltered. He was in clinic mode because he was putting one on.
Because it's the Sladen Steven factor where Sladen is pushing Steven. Now here Eli comes and dominates the Tougher Than Dirt tour. Well, Aaron's like, man.
Well, yeah. Competition breeds competition. So, I mean, there's friendly fire there for sure. Steven was able to get up beside him once to at least let him know he was in the game. But I thought Aaron was locked down getting her done. I've seen it in him in the past. To see him in it right now where he's at going into the Dakota Mod Classic Tour here shortly, good on Aaron. He's ready to go. So Steven's always ready to go.
Aaron qualified first.
Mm-hmm. He blistered a 16.5. Was he the only one in the 16s?
Oh,
I think he was. Yeah.
Yes.
So
he qualifies first. They come up at intermission. They roll dice. Roll one die. Is one die? Roll die.
That sounds right. Foxes? I don't know.
It sounds weird, but I think it's right.
Okay, rolls one die. So 1 through 6, invert. If it's a 6, that means 6 starts 1 starts 6, and everybody in between flips.
Yeah.
Okay.
6-car invert.
Rolls a 2. So he only has to switch to the outside. Probably where you wanted to be for the start of the race.
When you're hot, you're hot. When you're focused, nothing can change you. Got it.
Steve Pfeiffer, I think he started 6th, did he not?
He did.
So he was hoping for that 6 roll to get that invert. Didn't get it. He went +3 to 3rd. Travis Hagen started 7th, went +5 to 2nd. Some movers and shakers. Medler went +1. Drew Christensen, probably the hard charger, +8.
Drew says he really enjoys racing there. Of course, it was fun to have the A-mods there and have them there earlier than we're used to, too. So to have them there both during the county fair and the Cole County is cool stuff. So I thought their presentation was right on, and it just added to what you're saying, Craig, of just another great weekend at Underwood. Again, we don't know exactly what that electricity part of it is, that dimension there, but again, things are friendly. It just feels right. It's good to be alive, and it's good to see racing in Underwood.
This is
I don't know how else to say it.
that Joe customer fan couldn't park inside. We had to park outside because it's getting it's just growing.
Yeah, the events of the fair, not just the racing. Racing's been good, but like you say, their ranch rodeo stuff and all that. The showing of the livestock. It's all got trailers too, and we had to share our parking with them. Again, the McLean County Fair does nothing but great things for us. We can accommodate anything they need. I hope that we did a good job. Hope they're satisfied with it. I mean, we were trying to make alternative parking areas too. We didn't get into some of the stuff we had planned, but nonetheless, we're looking into the future of maybe trying to get something going on the north side of our racetrack. That talk has been going on now for a while. When the wingless are with us, that might be the right place for them. We got to, of course, get the right barricading and stuff like that. But that'll all lead towards us being a better customer of the McLean County Fair, and hopefully we can get some of those vehicles back into where you're used to going.
Oh, so. I'm not complaining. I love it was super cool. We were all parking the ditch at a 45-degree angle. That's all fun,
and it was worth it. Going to a barn party out in the middle of nowhere.
Speaking of non-wing sprint cars, we'll hit them next. Ross Cummings.
Yeah.
Picking up the feature win. Good
on Ross. I mean, he's been an asset to the class, and when Ross is on, it's fun to watch. He was on, so good on you, Ross.
What was next on the docket? IMC Hobby Stocks. Jason Ruby picks up the win on night number 1. Went +6. He was like a man possessed.
Yeah. He was in clinic mode too.
Yeah.
He might not have known it. I know Aaron did know it, but Jason, good to have him back at the racetrack, of course, and he's picked up a couple of victories, and we won't let him take too long of a spring nap next year. We're going to get him going right away in May.
Then I think,
right, Katie?
in the stock cars, I think a first-time winner in AJ Davenport.
Yeah, I think so too.
Car win.
At least for this year, for sure. And I don't think AJ's raced it before that, but what an exciting moment for him. He was challenged, but stayed on his line and got the job done. He was ecstatic. I was happy for him.
Same situation, Sierra pushing him.
Yeah, they're traveling together and always talking racing.
What's the relation there?
Father-daughter.
Gotcha.
So, yeah, Sarah doing good. She had an engine expire on her the first night, and quite honestly, AJ had one go down on him in time trials. If you remember when he was out there, he had some smoke coming off, and I went over to talk to him. Is that just a valve cover gasket? He goes, no, it was a valve into the spark plug. So he got trouble. He's working hard this week to try to make something happen. So
talked about that one. Now we'll roll to the sport mods. Gabriel D. Shaw picked up the win. Robbie Roselli right behind him. This was a regular points night for the classes we're talking about. You guys did the heats and the invert, the point average invert.
And even the stock cars was a track point night.
Yep. So everything was track points.
Where the modifieds would represent a state, regional, and national point.
Normal start time is 7 on Friday night.
Yep.
Got done, timely, 3 hours.
Yeah, we're right at 10 o'clock area
Right at 10 o'clock.
So,
Good show, quality show. Got it compacted. I thought the qualifying went good. We learned a lot. Mariah learned a lot on how to kind of set it up to make sure the scoring was all together. We learned. She's very focused on doing a super good job, and like I say, there was one little fly in the ointment there for a little bit, but whatever that was understood and fixed, and not there the next night. I think the fact that it was overcast, that always helps. I mean, you want a sunny day as far as your dream of a perfect day, but really a cloudy day at a racetrack is better. The track stays in condition longer. Mm-hmm. Night number 2 saw an overcast day when we got up.
For the majority.
Chilly. Kind of chilly. Almost had to have a sweatshirt on. It was like at that edge of, it was chilly, a little windy, sweatshirt on. Then all of a sudden about 3 o'clock.
That sounds about right. The sun started to shine.
And it got hot.
It got hot. I know. Somebody told me it was only 68 degrees. I said, it feels like it's 98 degrees.
Man, did it get hot.
It was warm. So
the sun was shining on the McLean County Speedway.
It was, and
unfortunately, it's a track prep's nightmare.
It is. Blue skies and yellow suns.
Because you're all day, you're prepping a track for overcast, and you put a different amount of water on for an overcast sky than you do a sunny sky.
For sure.
So they worked their butts off to prep a track for an overcast sky.
And the forecast said overcast for the day.
And all of a sudden the sun comes out, and I see Mike Thomason, the track crew, they go into panic mode.
In 10 minutes, we're in trouble. We weren't counting on this and didn't see it coming. So
there's so many factors that go into the track prep. Everybody thinks, I just throw some water on it, make mud, put the cars out there, and we'll go racing.
Yeah.
So why do you suppose Gabe, with the Fast 40, the stock car, that he didn't participate in that, just brought the sport mod?
I think the main thing, from what I understood, is he wanted to concentrate on the sport mod.
He's chasing the track championship.
Kind of doing I think he's kind of, in an essence, maybe, I think he's probably given up on national points. Maybe he hasn't. But he was chasing some points. He wanted points in the sport mod. And running a 2-car thing, you can take some away from one car, back and forth.
Rarely does it go as perfect as you plan.
Right. So he chose to just leave the stock car parked for the night and save it for the Nodak Speedway, because he's also chasing the points at the Nodak Speedway.
Mm-hmm. Right. Without him telling us that certainly seems logical. So I know him a little bit more than I used to before, and that would be right in line with what I think they would say. So,
non-wing sprint cars, Eric, I think we're pronouncing it wrong this whole time. I think it's Gio.
Yeah, Gio. Uh-huh.
Well, I say Guyot.
Yeah.
I pronounce the T. I say it as a
as it's spelled.
Guyot. Guyot. That's how I say it.
Well, we'll have to ask him next time.
It's Gio.
Gio, okay.
Lindsay Lawson corrected us or whatever.
He was having a wonderful day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lindsay was. Eric Gio won a heat race, won the feature. 20 non-wing sprint cars there this weekend. 19 the first night, 20 the second night.
Impressive.
That's a good show.
Pretty heat format.
Yeah.
Nice.
IMC Hobby Stocks, Sage Borrud, his first win.
His first ever win, yeah. Got to talk with Travis a little bit about that. And Travis says, that kid's paying attention. He's working on his stuff. And as the race was going on, Travis and I were talking. He goes, I hope we can get this done. Again, he's paying attention. He's working at this hard. He looks like he's driving around by himself in the pickups, so good on Sage.
IMCA stock cars, we'll save them for last. We did qualifying on them. We're going to go to the sport mods. Robbie Roselli improves from the night before, picks up the win.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to talk about that and the Mclean County Speedway, what I noticed that night. And I'm thinking about Gabe, and he's running the high line. Robbie's kind of digging on the bottom, holding his line, but Gabe's trying to make it go up there. And I think Travis Hagen might back me up on this, and I know Gabe will. Turn 2 at the McLean County Speedway is the scariest turn in all of racing.
It's the passing corner because there's no wall there. So all the crazy moves can happen there without the wall getting you. So
it seems like you tip over it. It seemed like Gabe was wrestling with it, and I don't know if that's what caught Travis too, or if he had a mechanical thing, but man, that turn 2.
Yeah, I see where you're going. Yeah, the high line was less than smooth. It had character in it, but that's how they go fast. Is that character? I didn't get to hear what had happened to Travis either. I will reflect back to Robbie winning that after I'd qualified, and he and I got a moment to talk. I said, if I can tell you anything after qualifying, make sure you're good on the bottom. And he did make sure he was good on the bottom. So he got her done down there. So
I think they could have got 100 laps, and Robbie had it covered.
Yeah, he survived a handful of restarts, and that's always the acid test. So, like I say, Gabe was committed to a higher line. He wasn't able to maintain the gap. It got larger. So, yeah, I think Robbie on that given night proven that he had it figured out. So, and Gabe didn't jump down there with him. So Gabe was working better high. He'd made that logical, made that look logical anyway. So,
in the modifieds, Jason Walla picks up the win. Travis Hagen started up front, led a majority of the first half of the race, and on a restart, they came out of turn 4 for the restart. I don't know if Trav spun his tires, what happened. Walla was right up underneath him. I don't know if there was much contact there, but Walla was up underneath him. He said in talking to Trav a little bit, he said he didn't carry the momentum that he carried all race long into turn 1. So when he got there, he actually set the car lower than where the cushion was.
Oh.
Went up, caught the cushion wrong, and it just shot him off the track.
Turn 2.
Mm-hmm.
And in his experience, he said the night before and stuff, trying, especially on a restart, when you go off and you're trying to rejoin. He said he came around and he wanted to pull back up on the racetrack. There was no damage to the car or nothing. He wanted to pull back up on the track, but he goes, there was lines of cars. He didn't want to impede anybody else.
Well, it's up to you to yield back in.
Right.
Because. So,
and he just said, unfortunately, I screwed up. I'm just going to go eat my lumps and lay by my dish at the trailer.
Yeah. And I'm sure Wallow would say.
Yeah, he doesn't tell it any other way than the truth. I thought maybe he'd lost the right rear tire. He plunked in there pretty good. So,
yeah, he went in and just caught it
peeled
wrong.
It off, even though it's a bead lock. I thought it still got him. But
Wallow was great, but when they were at full speed, I think he was pulling away.
Yeah. To me, I thought Travis looked too loose at the beginning of the show there, but he drives it fast that way. I mean, you get turn front brake in him, that helps too. Keep it wound up.
With about 2 to go, Wallow was hitting it hard going into 1. And gosh dang, he got that thing up on the 2 right side tires.
I thought Jason was doing an exciting job of cutting across 1 and kind of banking it off the high of 2. Instead of coming in high and coming out low, he kind of went in more medium and come out high. But it was working, I thought, advantageously for him. He was shortening the gaps. So it was neat to see, the go fast guys doing their moves, because he was doing a little something different to again, catching somebody is one thing, getting around him is another. So I seen that he was trying to, if you will, get ready for at speed movements maybe. With that said, I want to reflect back to the Fast 40 for the Modifieds the night before. When Aaron was leading, and even leading early on, I seen him going into 3 and 4 and cutting across.
Yep.
Where the easiest thing would have been to do is to ride out 4, get up against the guardrail, and go into 1. What I seen there was that he was setting himself up for traffic, or at least the future. Knowing it's a 40-lap race, you're going to get into traffic, and he was setting up what I call a way to get through it. We're going to see it when the Dakota Classic Mod Tour comes, just the chess game of guys that race at that speed. So it's exciting.
Aaron Turnbull, Jason Walla, 2 of the elites, basically they're rewriting their notebook on how to run Underwood.
Right. We had all 4 performers there. We got a storied past and plan on making a storied future. So
yeah.
Because during the heat, I was watching Travis trying to figure out how he goes so fast in his heat, and it just looked like he was dragging down the straights in the back and just tucking her in and running the bottom. That all changed in the feature, but
right. To me, they're just constantly evaluating, the real estate, the low line, the high line, the enter low, let it drift high, come in high, cut back across. I mean, making sure they're good at everything, because once you catch up to, in the case of what I'm talking about, when you get into lap traffic, wherever they're at, you have to be somewhere else, and you have to make it work.
And you've mentioned this before, that Underwood is a paperclip, and it is.
It is.
When you watch it,
it's defined straightaways. You can't make it round there. The corners are too far apart, so you have to straighten it out. So, yes, all of our tracks have uniqueness to them, and that is a very pronounced paperclip for sure.
In the IMCA stock cars, we did qualifying, Fast 40 for the stock cars on night number 2. Mike Hagan was the number 1 qualifier, had it by about 2/10 of a second.
Yeah.
Over Christopher Zenz, a rookie in the stock cars, moved up from the sport mods.
And Christopher really not showing anything yet. I mean, been having some mechanical challenges, but really stepped up to the plate and laid it down. So,
Mike rolls up, or comes up to the front of the grandstands with his green dye. Had the bright green one.
Well, he was looking for everything then.
I don't know. I don't know who chose the color of the dye, because there was 4 colors to choose from. There was orange, there was pink, there was yellow, and there was green. They chose the green one.
Well,
whoever chose it.
Yeah, I wasn't involved, but it's a
no-brainer. And he rolls the 1. So therefore, there was no invert.
Well, that's what I figured when I seen that, because I timed in 5th and I was 3rd row inside. I'm like, must have rolled a 1.
He rolled a 1.
So yeah.
Rolled a 1. So therefore, there was no invert in the stock cars. So he rolled off pole, and in that feature, you had comers and goers, you had movers and shakers. Willie Matajovic went plus 10. He was up into the top 5. Brock Beater plus 9 up to 4th. But the front row was Mike Hagan, Christopher Zenz. Them 2 were top 2 almost the whole race.
The whole run, yeah.
And with Chris Tuchscher starting 6th, I think he started outside row 3, didn't he?
Yeah, we were side by side.
You were side by side with you. Mm-hmm. Starting 6th, he maneuvered his way up there.
He became a factor, yeah.
And at the end of that race, there were some restarts. I think we almost took the white, or maybe only the leader. We had the white flag out, but there was a car over in turn 4, and we actually threw the yellow before you guys crossed the line. You know.
Had a green-white checkered at the end.
Yeah, had a green-white checkered at the end. Mike led every lap except for the about 200 yards from turn 4 to the flag stand.
Yeah, Chris Tuchscher was able to just make enough adhesion around the top there. Did talk to Mike a little bit about that. He said, I felt so gripped up on the bottom, I just didn't dare leave it.
Yeah.
And I mean, I get it. Sometimes you lead that, and you could lose 3 cars. So I'm sure it felt right going in on that last lap. But Chris Tuchscher hit the right line there and rolled it around, and it was a half a car length at the line. So.
But Christopher Zenz showed Tuchscher how to do it.
He did. Yeah. And he also showed Mike that there was something cooking out there.
Because he almost passed Mike before a caution one time.
Yeah. And like I say, I said to Mike, I said, Mike, you saw it. He goes, I did see it, he said, but I was so gripped where I was at. He said, I just didn't think it could be better there. So
Jordan, you had a wonderful qualifying 5th.
Felt good there. I ended up having when the first yellow came out, I had missed coming out of 2, and I just felt that it was a rocker stud type of deal. I thought I lost the rocker arm. It was 28 laps to go. I didn't see, how I could make that make sense to me. And if I was 3 laps from the end, I would have maybe tried to crunch that thing in. Any rate, I went right to my trailer because I was just confident it was that. We pulled off the hood, and the number 7 plug wire was hanging. So I haven't lost a plug wire off a motor for 25 years, but I did that night. So when things are working, they're working. Even in the wrong way. But the car felt good. Track was fun. The event was fun. On a personal level, I just wasn't able to continue. But next time.
Brock was digging.
Yeah,
Brock was digging. Adam was digging.
Yeah, Adam was digging. Kind of rolled around for a while. Adam actually, he was up in the top 5 or top 3 or 4 at one point in time. Yeah. Marcus Tomlinson was up that far
Marcus
as well.
Was in there.
Both of them kind of had trouble in your treacherous turn 2 over there.
That's where the business happens. So,
but Bruce Rudlin missing half his car.
He was naked.
Yeah, he was naked. Yeah, he said it cools right down without a nose piece. That was interesting.
But overall, I mean, a good night. This Fast 40 deal. I like that qualifying. I liked having features. Do you think if I call IMCA and tell them we're going to run the Tougher Than Dirt Tour, we're going to do time trials and then features and just call it an event, or what?
Hey, if you could make 7 a starting point at 8, I'm all in. It'd just be that much better track for the features. Wouldn't be all burned up and the sun would go down.
And how about the hot sauce?
Don't tempt me with a good time. Hot sauce.
I can tell you're thinking about
double duty both nights.
Yeah.
Driving the 104 stock car.
Hey, how about that presentation there?
Yep.
The 104 was on point. As the purists would say, it had a little too much decoration on it for Dick, but all things considered, I thought it was timely.
It felt right.
It did feel right. The font was right, and Isaac's done just a great job at promoting the legacy of Dick here all year long, and that presentation of the stock car was right on. He did good deal. Yeah.
Overall, a great deal.
Yeah. Those of us that know Dick, that it was nice to have those reoccurring good thoughts of him. So
if I can remind of Smalls Medler, I was down talking to Hot Sauce, and Mike Tomlinson was a little bit disappointed in the length of the show, but my gosh, it didn't feel like it was that long to me.
It didn't. We talked about that before the show started. I mean, I kind of go on record. It doesn't really matter when it starts. It kind of gets over at the same time area, which it didn't. It got over at 9:30, and we had things with the fair that had to be done then. But that was the reason that thing was backed up like that.
Next time you talk to Mike, ask him what I said on the radio. Because I go, this is from Jorn Boyce. No matter what time we start, we're going to end at the same time.
Always end at the same time. I mean, I don't mean to be right, but do the research. So that's what I mean. In an effort to get done early, it seems like that's the toughest thing to do. We can move around starting time.
1,000%.
It's hard. I mean, we're just conditioned that features should happen in the evening.
But quite honestly, why would you want something like that to ever end? Saturday night, the county fair is going on, the racing is going on, the sun is beautiful. It's June. I don't want to go home.
It might be the first weekend where you really recognize that winter's over, summer's here, feels good, It just felt great.
Do you want me to bring my picture of the pig up again? Because that's summer.
That's summer. Yeah, that's county fair stuff there. You're exactly right. So, look like you got something ready to go here.
Well, we all went home after the Mclean County Speedway. We cruised down to Minot. We got up the next day. We prepared ourselves for
a little gear change, a little this, a little that.
Nodak Speedway Sunday night.
Mm-hmm.
And our first feature race on Sunday night at the Nodak Speedway was the Sport Compacts.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, boy. Someone's going to start peacocking.
Who?
Wait, what? Okay.
Jorn's team member.
Yes.
Picked up the feature win, Brooklyn Tomlinson.
Yes, she did.
What do you guys say we give her a call?
Yeah. She was excited Sunday night. I was excited with her. We'll see how she's doing on Wednesday.
Hello.
Hello, Brooklyn. This is Brandon, Jorn, and Craig on the Dirt Weekly. How you doing tonight?
Good. How are you guys?
Hey, we're pretty excited still.
Have you come down from the win, or the high of your win on Sunday night yet?
Not really. Not yet.
I'm even gladder. It's the way it should be. Heck yeah.
I lucky enough to pull up next to you and your dad at the stoplight up there by the truck stop when I was on my way to the truck stop, and I rolled down the window and you were smiling ear to ear, and I said I was excited for you, so that was pretty cool.
Yeah. Well, Sunday night started off. The night started off right for Team Jorn. There, you brought home the W in the Sport Compacts. I know you've been battling some mechanical things from day one, but this Sunday night you put it all. Well, I shouldn't say you were still battling some mechanical stuff, but tell us about how the feature there started there. I mean, you got the winning and all that there, and the engine and transmission stayed together, but what went out on you?
My power steering went out. So.
Like right away.
Yeah. As soon as I got out onto the track.
You said 11 laps, and you're in a 12-lap race, so that's amazing. Now, I would call that there a man's track, as I would tell Brandon. It might have been more than that. And you, being you, just cruised around and got her done, and what's all the hype about, right?
Yeah.
The rumor that I hear, though, in the Sport Compact class, some guys unhook the power steering or don't run power steering because it makes them easier to drive, so you don't overcorrect.
You don't overdo it?
Yeah, so maybe you hit on something. Maybe just leave the power steering unhooked.
I don't know. My arms were hurting after that race.
Yeah, you said they weren't good then. I was wondering how Monday, Tuesday went. No throwing softballs, I bet.
No.
Brooklyn, Craig here. We've been talking about Zach Eubanks, and we've been talking about his domination, and maybe throwing a bounty out on him. You are the Zach Eubanks killer.
Heck yeah. You ran him down and went around him.
Yeah, I didn't think I was going to get him at first, but I just was patient enough.
Well, again, having a decent night of the car staying together for you. Are you pretty excited about the new car? I mean, is it everything you'd hoped it'd be and all that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good car. It's a lot better than my last year's car. So.
We can look forward to the future with you still campaigning the Sport Compact then?
Oh, yeah.
Heck yeah. Good to hear.
So you picked up your first win last year on the same night your dad won at the Mclean County Speedway. Now you come to this year. You're in the pits on Sunday night. Your dad didn't even bring his car, right?
His car was there.
Yeah, he was there and raced?
Yeah,
yep.
he had some setbacks.
I guess I forgot all about it. Too many races on a weekend.
It's 3 days ago.
Yeah,
a lot happened.
Well, but still, to have your dad, where the compacts run the feature, was right before intermission, so you could have your dad down in the middle or up in the catwalk, and he could join you down there in Victory Lane and have that celebration. What did that mean for you?
It means a lot, because my dad's the person who got me into racing, and just having him be a part of it all, it means a lot to me.
I'm going to sound I'm going to speak up for the group in the stands. There's a lot of Tomlinsons out there.
Yep.
Can you share how you fall into all this relation, how you fit in?
Yeah.
Well, Mike Tomlinson's my uncle.
Mm-hmm.
And then Marcus and Miles are my cousins.
Yeah.
So
So your dad
is Stan.
See, I was going the wrong way. I thought for sure we were going Miles.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Okay, no. I see where you're going. Yeah. I was going to say, Brooklyn, you missed the obvious. Your dad. Craig had to start right there. So.
And not to forget Vance Tomlinson, which would be her uncle as well, Mike and Stan's brother Vance.
These racing family trees are deep.
Yes. And cousins Mark and Miles. So right. So I'm sorry, Craig. Finish your question.
Oh, that's just what I was hoping to.
Well, the elephant in the room for me, Brooklyn, when we're talking family, is how in the world do you get away with that beautiful green on your race car? Because I know your family, I know your uncles, and I know your cousins, and there ain't a stitch of green on any of them because I'm promoting it all the time. But here you are, a full green car last year, and green enough this year to be proud. You'd elaborate on that, will you?
I just really pushed for the color green, and people tried to convince me to do blue and pink. And I was dead set on green. So.
Oh, you don't know how much I'm enjoying this. I mean, I'm going to pay for this for the next month, but it's going to be worth it.
Okay.
You as a Tomlinson put Team Green right in victory lane. I'm so excited for you.
Brooklyn, you can obviously tell that Jordan is peacocking big time. But if I could take you back to our draft night, and he drafted you, and I think Brandon delivered the news that you were having some car troubles.
Yep.
I've never seen Jolly Jordan more in despair learning of your
She'll get it fixed.
And now, full circle, you get the win.
Yeah. Fine wine takes time. That's okay. Yep. Just a little preview here going forward. Your performance there bumped our team into second, so you go, girl. It was on you. So we got one more day left.
Yep.
Is she sporting a Team Jordan sticker?
Absolutely. All 9 cars. We are soldiered up and pointing in the right direction.
So then I guess the real question is do you pay attention to the Dirt Weekly fantasy, the Hot Sauce fantasy on Dirt Weekly?
Yeah.
So when you win, like it's your first time in Victory Lane at Nodak, I get it, but next time you got to give your fantasy owner a shout out.
Yeah.
You're doing fine, but just saying.
Well,
that was the most unconvincing. I paid.
I don't think she watches us, but it's okay. It's okay.
She'll get there.
Well, we sure enjoyed having you on. We sure enjoy watching you race. Your improvements, everything that you're doing. Keep up the hard work. Do you have another question?
I do.
Keep going then.
So, okay, Brooklyn. You obviously put on a great show on Sunday. And at the car show, there was this opportunity to spend $50 on a raffle ticket. And Landon Michelson is new to the class. He got third. But I was convinced that I was going to win that raffle car. I'm 54 years old. If I'm getting in that thing, can I beat you? What are my chances?
There
it is again.
You just got spanked by a 16-year-old girl. Yeah. Kind of what Sierra's trying to do to us in the stock cars. And doing it. Heck yeah.
I guess, is it hard? Is it?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, since it's my second year, I don't really think so, but for people just coming into the class, they say it's not too easy.
What's the hardest part? Is it scary?
The hardest part is not blowing anything up. For me.
To continue on Craig's questions, just things that are taken for granted in discussions like this, but I always think they matter. What did you think the first time you got a big splat of mud on your tear-offs there, say, looking back to last year there, and you're like, I can't see, and you're trying to find this tear-off and not swerve and spin out or anything. What was your take on that?
I panicked a little bit. But
You found the tear off and continued? Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, getting hit in the head with some rocks.
On the left side and not the right side.
Are you left-handed?
I'm right-handed, but our seat's the long side.
Yeah.
The rest is on the right. And the short side's on the left. And when it's on the right, you can't reach it. Can't reach it,
yeah. Well, I'm left-handed, so everything made sense on what you just said. I thought maybe you were also, so.
Okay, so what about this? Yeah. Did you have her flat-footed? Are you just hammer down?
I just hammer down.
Really?
That's awesome.
Is there when you're running? Do you guys have an e-brake that works? Do you have that like little e-brake there that you can use to get the car in the corner, or is that illegal?
I don't know.
You don't have it apparently.
You obviously don't have it.
Well, we have an e-brake, but
you don't use it?
No, not during the race.
Okay.
Yeah. Just keep it on the trailer so don't fall off.
Yeah, that's what I use it for.
Yeah, Jordan would know because he doesn't use straps to tie his car down. So
right, if you know, you know. So cool. It's exciting to see you win. I look forward to you hopefully getting it done again on Sunday. The team's going to need all the help we can get. It's close. It's all nail-biter stuff, but hopefully it stays running and you have another great night coming up here on the 22nd.
Yep.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for taking the time to answer me today. Sometimes a random phone number messages you and you don't want to answer, but thank you for taking the time to visit with us tonight. And we're just trying to have fun and promote racing and promote you guys that are having fun racing.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Yeah, that's awesome. Good luck, girl.
Yeah, good luck this weekend. Thank you for taking the time to chat.
Yep, thank you guys.
See you guys.
Congrats.
Bye.
What a fine young lady. Yep.
Super well spoken.
15?
I think 16. But
well, let's click on it.
Yeah. Well.
It would be. Oh, she doesn't have an age in here.
Oh. No.
What the heck? Come on now.
It's a lady thing.
Yeah.
But she has her driver's license. That's a requirement?
I don't think that's a requirement. No.
No, 14. You can start racing at 14 as long as you have your parents that.
North Dakota anymore. I think you had to be 15 to get your license.
Yeah.
She was concerned about blowing things up.
Well, she's broken a couple of motors, so that's what she meant, and the transmission. So.
And what I'm thinking about that is Max don't care about that.
Oh, his dad knows.
Yeah. Brooklyn might be a little bit more invested.
Oh, we forgot to ask her number. Why she has her number.
Oh, well.
Next time, we'll call her again.
After Sunday, we might have to talk to her again.
Yeah, I was going to say, should we just dial her right back?
Yeah. Brooklyn, we forgot.
Yeah, we should have asked about the number. You got the color, or she's 17. Her number is 17. She's 17.
She's 17, okay.
I thought she was almost the same age as Max. Max is 17. Hers is 17. So I thought Max, Lily, Brooklyn. There's a couple other ones out there. They're all the same age.
All 17.
It just reminds me of when Brock started racing, and Brock had Dana, Katie, Colton Axman, Mark Pearson. They were all the same age. You could almost go down and Dallas Rice was in there, and they were all the same age.
Well, that's how Hank got his number 25. He was 25 when he started.
For real.
Serious.
It is crazy.
Serious, yeah.
It is crazy to think that Hank Berry and all the success he had, he didn't start racing until
he's 25. Yeah.
Wow.
That's why his car number is 25, because he was 25 when he started. You're right. Yeah, he started that late. That's when we compare like slingshot guys and all that. They're getting this thing done at 10 years old. A 15-year jump on Hank. Holy cow.
Wow.
Doesn't even sound right.
Yeah. So Brooklyn Tomlinson wins the Sport Compacts. Mm-hmm. Zach Eubanks second. Zach was trying to go for, I think we figured out 7 in a row when Christy and I were looking through the stats. Next feature out on the racetrack was the IMCA Sport Mods. Mm-hmm. And the winner there was Darren Schatz. What do you say we give him a call?
Yeah.
The real shots.
The real one, yeah. As he says.
This whole call thing is cool, isn't it?
I think it is.
Hello.
Hey, Darren, Brandon here. Craig and Jordan joining me. The Dirt Weekly calling. How you doing tonight?
Good. How you guys doing?
Hey.
We're talking racing. We're sitting at a table talking racing. live on Facebook with a camera in our face, but we're having fun.
Well, there you go. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
I'm sitting here staring at a race car trying to decide when I'm going to work on it.
Well, that seems to be the theme of the week. Everybody's all wore out from racing, and it's Wednesday. We got to get ready for the weekend again.
And here it comes.
Yeah, next thing you know, it's Friday.
Right.
So let's talk about Sunday night. All year long, you've been struggling to figure out the car, to figure out something going on. I had a really good talk with you before the race is up on the corner. You seemed excited about being there, excited about the car, because you and Mike gave you a hand. You guys figured it out over the weekend. Instead of coming to Underwood, you guys kind of worked on the car. Sounds like Friday, right? And you put it all together, and you had a fast hot rod, the Darren Schatz that I remember that won the Stampede so many years ago.
It finally felt that way.
Yeah. Where do these things go and hide? I don't know.
Exactly. And they come and go. So as fast as they come, they go.
Yeah. So you figured it out. You drove to the front. What was the race like? Did you know right away in the heat race that you had the car fixed?
Right. Yeah. Pretty much. As soon as I got on the gas right away. I mean, just getting on the track, the car felt 100% different. At least had power. I mean, I'd get on the track for the last couple of weeks and I'd floor it and it'd about die.
Huh.
So
it was a motor deal.
What's that?
It was a motor deal you were struggling with.
Yep, motor, ignition, carburetor. I had both problems going on, and we kind of went through all of it, and we redid all of it. And in the middle of it, we tried to race in Fargo a few weeks ago, and I had a flywheel issue. I changed that out, and 1/16 of an inch killed 2 clutches. And so, yeah, we've been through the gamut of the car this year.
Oh, man. Had throw bearing against it the whole time. Yeah.
Yep.
So heck.
Well, one clutch shim saved my motor and another clutch. So
it's always something. There's no doubt about
the
that.
little things, they just they can eat you up pretty quick.
That's a big pull, Williston to Fargo.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, everything was raining, and everybody was kind of raining out, and Fargo looked like they were going to race, and we were like, well, let's go see if they'll race or not.
You're trying to troubleshoot and get it figured out, so when you get back home, you're ready to rip. What did you end up finding being the problem, if I can ask? Was it ignition deal or a little bit of everything? Or
it was kind of a little bit of everything. I ended up changing out most of my electronics, even just the push-button start, the on-off switch.
Yeah, for sure.
We kind of went through everything. Honestly, part of it was the timing mark. What I was reading on compared to the light was off on that that was the last problem we finally figured out. And so it was just kind of the clutch thing killed me for 2 weeks. I mean, we replaced the clutch watching those guys race in Jamestown, after Fargo, and thought we were going to be great. And then by the end of Minot, I had no clutch again. So
throw out bearing against it and just burn the plates up. Yeah.
Yeah, just burn the plates. They were just and not even in a race, I burned them up. And then I started measuring thicknesses of the flywheel and figured it out.
Well, as I say, race cars will never stop teaching you things. So
no, every day you learn something.
So nice to see you have a nice night. Sometimes they come later in the year than you want, but nonetheless, kind of setting you up for, we got 4th of July stuff coming up and all that there. I mean, what a great way to get going into the last points night at Minot here and stuff like that. We got doubleheader race in Williston. I mean, what a high to be on going into what I would call a pretty busy couple weekends of racing here.
Yep. There's still plenty of racing to come up here, and that's kind of hopefully, we got this gremlin going, kind of fixed. Hopefully we can just kind of have some good racing out from here out. I hope. Yeah,
I can feel it in you. So for sure.
Darren, you got the most famous name in racing, and we've been talking about racing family trees. Is there any connection to Donnie?
Yeah, we're related. I'm I guess to Donnie, I'd be probably like a third cousin or something like that. My dad and his dad are either first or second cousins. They know each other. They kind of grew up together on that side, and I never really got to know that side of the family much. And so I am related. We are all related, but I mean, because we're originally from east of Minot, down by Drake and stuff. So that's kind of.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Huh.
Yeah.
Great question, Craig. I just assumed it was just the same last name. I didn't know there was something there. So heck, again, that's why we learn things here. Yeah.
Yep. It'd be cool to get some Blue Beacon money or something, but hasn't started rolling in yet. So
I see what you're serving. Yeah. Heck yeah. So hey, Donnie, over here.
Right. No, I'm okay. We're good.
But looking at that race on Sunday, obviously you getting the win on that. Looking at the competitors that finished behind you, pretty stout group there that was running you.
Oh, for sure. That's I didn't think I had. I knew I was okay. When we had that long stretch there, I couldn't hear anybody, so I knew I was at least okay as long as I kept hitting my marks and stuff like that. And then as soon as the caution flew, I'm like, man, now they're here. And now who's exactly behind me? You listen to the lineup, of course, and you're like, great. They're all right there.
Yeah. I got nothing in between us anymore.
Right. There's no distance there. So, and from there out, you can hear them. So it's, they're there, and you better. I kind of had to change my lineup a little bit there. I was hitting 1 and 2 a little bit too low, and I moved up a little bit, and that saved the race. I think Glasser might have got me there. He kind of tapped me going into 1 there that last couple laps, and it kind of pushed me up into that moisture, and I could feel it. I'm like, well, no wonder, that's a better line. And so he kind of helped me out there a little. So.
Yeah. It's hard to stay cool under pressure and catch those little tidbits that, like you say, can make you go a little bit faster. So yeah, good on you to pick up on the good things of the little nudge.
And I think if you go back and watch the call, I think I made that comment that you were rolling the bottom, and there was like a slick spot, like just a dry patch coming out of turn 2, and when you hit that, you would break momentum because your tires would spin naturally, and them guys were able to roll the top like Glosser was, and you're 100%. When you moved up above that, that's when you kind of secured the victory per se.
You put some gap on them. Yep.
And as soon as I could feel that, then you're right. Because then I was having to just like floor it through that little slick spot, and you lose that little bit of a momentum. And but yeah, once you could roll through and just stay in the dark, then you could just stay on the gas. It was way better.
Yeah, nice deal.
We talked about turn 2 in Underwood being a little bit treacherous. It seemed like 3 and 4, the middle of 3 and 4 at Nodak was getting a little punchy. Were you seeing that?
Yeah, it's kind of, it's kind of where I was kind of hitting the corner there. It was getting dug out, but I think everybody was we're kind of trying to hit the middle there, I guess you'd call it. It wasn't really the top, but I mean, that's kind of, I think everybody hit, and everybody was hitting in a little bit different spot there, and it was chewing out pretty decent through the middle there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting.
You kind of had to hit that right. You had to have the back end of the car hitting that, not the front end.
Right. In a perfect world.
Right.
Darren, you mentioned that in hitting your marks, and I think in racing it's just so interesting how you can run 24 perfect laps, and on just one lap you push just a little bit and they just freight train you. You just got to be perfect every lap. You can't take one off.
Right.
Yeah.
And you can feel it. You can feel it even when you miss it that little bit. You can feel that little bit of momentum you just lost, and you're like, no, don't do that again.
Yeah, your body falls a little bit forward because it ain't being pressed back. You're like, oh no, oh no, the gap disappeared. So
yep, I can hear him by me again.
Oh, I did it to myself. Right. Yeah. Well, certainly the track had character, and this is the same for everybody. So the trick was to certainly free up for it. I can tell you on a personal level, I didn't do what I should have done there, but nonetheless, to you guys that were doing good and all that there, I'm sure you looked at it and did some freeing, whether it be more stagger, maybe some right rear kick out or something. But yeah, like you say, you needed to navigate some of the texture, if you will, and when it was all said and done, you were there first, so pretty exciting for you.
Yes, sir. It felt good, I'll tell you that much. It just felt like at least all the last about 3 weeks worth of BS that was going on, it kind of at least validated that I can drive a race car, so that was cool.
Yeah, well said. Well said. Yeah, that validation, we all need it once in a while for sure. Make sure we still think 2 + 2 is 4. So
it keeps you going back to the track. Sometimes
does.
that drive to the track's pretty tough when you're like, God, is this thing even going to run tonight?
Yeah. What am I doing? So
yeah.
True.
Well, I'm driving 130 miles to do it.
Oh man. So
well,
true.
I think the biggest thing is you got rid of that pit man that you had in Jamestown that was always on break. So now,
right, yeah.
So you finally got something done.
Yeah, I found a non-union worker.
Yeah. You found one.
I'm not sure who we're talking about, but
Me.
they're getting it. Oh, you okay?
Brandon.
I showed up and helped him for 5 minutes, and then I went on break, and then I come back for 5 minutes. About 2 hours later, I come back, help for 5 minutes, and then I went on break again.
That's kind of my trick. So,
But each of those 5 minutes was at least when the transmission was trying not to fall on my brain. So those 5 minute breaks, great.
yeah, perfectly timed, as short as it was.
Right. Yep.
No, neat. Look like you got mom and dad traveling with you a little bit.
Yep. They're trying to get to as many of them as they can. Dad loves being there and tries to help out as much as he can. So it's working out pretty good. So,
yeah, look like they're pretty happy to be there. So it's always fun to have them with too. So good for you. So like it.
What's your plan going on? Are you guys? Do you have any plans of going south here after the 4th of July? Or are you going to go do anything down south?
We're talking about it. I mean, looking at stuff for sure. So I don't know. End of July, there's some pretty good stuff going on down there. So maybe look at that. Kind of get everybody together here after maybe this weekend in Minot or something, and see what people are thinking here after. Because the season's about to end in Minot there, and then.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to kind of start breaking up a little bit. The end of July, there's not a lot of racing around here. So, hopefully I'd like to say we're going to head that way.
Yeah.
Because I bring that up because guys like Craig maybe don't understand why a North Dakota racer like us up in North Dakota, why would we even travel down south to race when there's plenty of tracks around here? Maybe you can help me answer it. Give him it's why do you want to go south when you can race around here?
I'll be honest. It's just it's a different racing. Honestly, it's here you kind of fall into a groove. We get into weekly racing and we're points racing, and we race against the same guys every week, and you kind of know what guys are going to do, and they're fun to race with and everything. But and everybody up here, we have hello good talent in this state. So it's fun to go see how you kind of rack up against some of them Iowa guys. They're racing 80, 90 nights of summer. We can't race near that much, so it's kind of fun to see if you can, turn laps with those guys and maybe beat some of them. And it's and just seeing different tracks and racing different tracks, you learn a lot. I mean, we learned tons last fall. I mean, we came back and had a hell of a fall around here at the specials and stuff, just because we raced really hard with some of the top guys you consider around Iowa, or around the United States, really. And
yeah, I really seen that in that bunch of you that went down. There's 4, 5, 6 of you that went down, and I thought you all come back with a better presentation for sure. The old saying is you're only as good as your competition, and like you say, it's no digging on anybody local, but like you say, you kind of fall in that rut of weekly racing, and it gets a little mundane, if you will. Your attention span and all that's just all crispened up when you go somewhere else, and you get into discussions on setups and all that with people down there, and it just gives you a new perspective. So.
Yep, and you kind of get a chance to see what people are doing down there, and you're always looking at other race cars, and so you see how they're kind of doing different things, and you kind of learn some stuff about what you're doing, and maybe I need to step up my game here or there, or what's see where you're kind of lacking too. You step out in the heat. It's kind of cool stepping out in a heat race, and the car numbers out there and who they are, but you've never raced against them or whatever. And
just read about them on Facebook.
And sometimes they're doing something that you've done in the past, and you see it, and you're like, well, I went away from that, and they're still doing it, so maybe I need to go back to that.
Maybe I missed something.
And then getting to know people, meeting people, getting to know them a little bit, you can create connections that'll help you for years.
Yeah.
For sure.
Get some friends where you're not racing each other, but you can share some ideas that have worked with each other, and you can try them in your own local area there, and maybe improve your program. Yep. Good dialogue.
Even just seeing the tracks and seeing how other people run their tracks and how races go on. And Iowa, the tracks competition is just as stiff as the racing competition. There's a track every 25 miles down there, so they're like begging you to come to their track and race, and it's a different atmosphere sometimes. It's just a whole different world down there, I guess. Something we're not used to around here. We get used to our same old stuff all the time, and
that's a good point there, that the tracks are on the same night. They're competing against each other for your business. Yeah. True story. Yeah, cool stuff.
Darren, I got a question for you in regards to when you go down to these other tracks. You mentioned that you don't know them, but they don't know you either. Is there a certain degree where you got to be aggressive, where you can't be the nice guy on the track, where they might be pushing you around? How do you go after that on a track that you've never been, raced against different guys? Do you find yourself being more aggressive, or?
I would say more aggressive, but I mean, I guess I just race hard, but I'm not that guy that'll throw it in there and take your front end off or whatever, chop you or whatever for a corner, you know. So I race pretty clean. I try to as much as I can, you know, and it doesn't take long to be on a track, and people notice that pretty quick, you know. I notice, man, people, if you don't fly into their door or do something stupid to them, most of the time they don't do it back to you, even if they're, you know, some of the local guys down there are kind of, if you beat them in a heat race, they kind of definitely give you a look. Who the hell is this guy here? Why did he just beat me? He's not from here.
Yeah, I don't know him. Yeah, I think you hit on something there. I mean, you want to race with people how you want to be raced with. So, yeah, yeah, I think that's good to live by. Yep.
Yeah, well, thank you for taking our phone call. We appreciate it. We're just having some fun here, sitting at a table, as I said earlier. Great run on Sunday. Congratulations. I was probably just as happy for you up in the booth as anybody down front or down in Victory Lane was for you. So,
heck yeah. Yeah, thanks for calling anytime. It's
so Darren, do you just
guys, I love talking about racing.
You just throw it in the trailer, and obviously you win, so you're feeling good about it. Is there anything that you're going to do to it, change it, or just let her be?
Oh, no, it's going up in the air tonight. Gears are changing. We'll race Dickinson Saturday night, and then we'll drive up to Minot for Sunday. So, yeah, get the car ready, change the setup, and get ready for down there, and then go run down there, and then head up to Minot Saturday night and run championship Sunday. So,
yes.
Yep.
Did you
got a few more nights of work on her. Get ready again.
Did you happen to see Underwood, the Fast 40s in the stock cars and in the A-mods, how they kind of lined up for the big races?
Yep.
Would you be interested in that?
Yeah, that was a cool deal there. And we got to do that qualifying one time in Minot there last year before, whatever it was, and that's kind of a cool deal. It's definitely interesting. I think it'd be a cool thing for sure.
Well, put it in your brain box because we need to have conversations about it. Maybe the whole Tough in the Dirt Tour is qualifying, and then we feature it.
Yeah.
Hey.
Could be interesting. With lane choice.
I'd love to talk about that.
Just trying to keep it exciting. It's always the same old circle. So.
Yeah, exactly. Change it up a little bit. Anything helps.
Well, for me, congratulations on a great run. Best luck to you in the near and future. And yeah, it's good to get a win. So good for you. See you soon.
Sir. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for taking our call, man. Have a good evening.
Right. Yeah, you guys too.
Thanks.
Bye.
Good interview. See, we learn things.
Learn things.
Yeah. The real shots.
Well, he's got the same initials, too, as Donnie, you know?
He does. Yeah. Little DSR.
Well, now we might skip ahead a little bit to the modifieds because I kind of told the next person that it was going to be 8:15. We're a little bit behind schedule, but we're not.
Well, he'll understand because he lives in this world.
And he said he was going to be in the sprayer.
Oh, well, the work's never done.
So I can put Jordan's peacock feathers on now.
Yeah.
Thief.
Thief. If I had speed dial set up on this Darn TV hotline phone, it'd probably be a lot easier.
I was going to say, I got it if you don't.
No, I got it. I just got to type it in from one phone to the other.
Hello.
Hey, Steven,
Hey.
Brandon, Jordan, Craig here with the Dirt Weekly. Are you getting a lot done tonight?
We got a bunch of little pop-up rain showers, so we're in the shop working on stuff now. So.
Oh.
Got a little wet out. Yeah, the 6 o'clock news is looking like things are getting wet west of you, so it found you, huh?
No, it danced around, but we had some stuff going on, and just as easy to get all taken care of and not waste a bunch of money, hopefully.
Heck yeah.
Well, we'll start the conversation with Friday night in Underwood. You came down to the Mclean County Speedway for the Fast 40, and what did you think of that format? Do you like that qualifying and then racing?
Yeah, it's definitely something different. I mean, that's what you want to do is not the same status quo you do every other night, you know. So something unique's pretty cool. I don't know that I've ever been good at that qualifying deal. I'm going to have to find a better way around that. I was awfully snug for that deal. So coming out of there with a 6th in qualifying, I was pretty happy. I figured felt more like 16th than 6th, so I'll take it.
You were snug. We talked about it. So, yeah.
And then 40 laps. Do you go in with a different mindset for a 40-lap race than you do a normal 25-lap feature?
Just kind of cruise for a little bit and forget about the extra 15.
Just survive 15 and then go race it, huh?
Yeah.
Then Aaron Turnbull kind of jumped out. He was quite a ways ahead at one point in time. Were you hoping he was using his stuff up, or did you know Aaron probably was planning ahead? He knows how to do that stuff with his late model experience.
Oh yeah, for sure. You could tell. I mean, that track wasn't using up your equipment too terribly bad. It's not like you're going to burn up your tires on what we had. So, and if you looked at our qualifying times, you would have expected that to be the case. So the fact that we were actually able to get a yellow, and then I was actually able to pace him a little bit, that felt pretty good after looking how good he beat us in qualifying there. So just to have a chance was definitely nice.
What about the body? How do you feel after? Usually you're getting done after 20, 25 laps. Is the body getting fatigued, or are you feeling fine?
Yeah, I don't think it's a big deal. I mean, it was warm out, so you're just going to, drink a couple of Powerades on the way to races, make sure you're hydrated, make sure you're feeling good, and just business as normal.
Steve and I, we've been friends for a long time and stuff like that, and I always go on record that I refer to you as Farm Boy Tough, and what I mean by that is that you got all the strength that you need for lifting things up, but you also got the endurance. As our kids get involved in track and they train for that and all that, it just comes naturally to you by your everyday job. I mean, you're just constantly getting pressured on endurance, if you will. So when I see a demanding track coming up for you, all I can say is I hope the car can stay together, because it can't wear you out. So I think it's one of your highest dimensions of your racing, is that you're just that strong and that much physically endurance. I mean, when we get to a textured racetrack that needs all the strength in the world and need to last all the laps that we're going to race, to me you always deliver. So one of your strongest suits. Plus you're sharp at finding the line on the track and stuff like that too. But I thought it was exciting there on that Fast 40 that you were at least able to get up there and give Aaron a sighting. Didn't look like the track maybe offered the bottom line that maybe you would have needed to try to get a pass in play. But you did take a shot at it. You did fall back 3-4 car lengths, because that was the price of taking a shot at it. Hard to recover that again and again. But again, always exciting to see your race. So.
Yeah, I think definitely on that deal, that caution bringing us up, and then I was turning the car so much getting into the corner there that you scrub that speed off, and then you're trying to get the momentum back leaving the corner, and it's just when somebody's coming around the top like that and you're leaving him some space so he can come back by there, he's coming by 20 mile an hour quicker. It's just a matter of where can we not scrub the speed off getting in, and a place like Underwood, and you're already a little snug toward the end there as we're burning some fuel off. It's just a game of chess of where can you place it and still get it done through traffic. So
yeah, like you say, with being that tight in the center there, even down low, you just scrubbed off so much car. I mean, you had to bend it around there, and then it didn't leave you a hole to even throw a slider up in the way to get a crisscross going or something. You just couldn't get across there to even get in the way, that the slider could provide. But yeah, nonetheless, I seen you kind of crumble through the cushion a couple of times, both that night and even here at Minot. We'll talk about that in a bit. But yeah, I mean, tight cars are fun to drive because they don't spin out, but they don't always turn corners either. So
yeah, they're a little demanding.
Steven, you've been doing this a long time, and now you've got a huge enterprise to run out in Bull Bills with your farm, and you've had a great deal of success. What keeps you motivated? If Sladen wasn't coming up and you weren't doing this together, because we've been talking about this, the multi-car teams and motivation to keep doing it. If Sladen wasn't coming up, would you still be as involved as you are?
I definitely would not be there as frequent. I know that for sure. The farm's pretty demanding, and luckily I got Chris at the farm keeping everything going when I'm not there, and I got a cousin that comes up from Arizona, and having good help is better than having too much help, because at least they can keep everything going. So that allows me to have the opportunity to do that. And I guess we'll see next year. Slade will have a driver's license. He can get himself to the racetrack next year. If Mama lets that happen. So next year might be a turning point. We'll see. But I definitely would not be there as much this year if Sladen wasn't in play for that. So, that points deal, it's fun to go and compete for that. But, the not having any pressure when we were just kind of showing up when we could before, man, that takes a lot of pressure off. It's just, I'm not going to say it makes it more enjoyable, but when you go there and, if you have a bad night, you go home like, oh, okay, well, that was okay. But, if you're point racing and you have a rough night, you're like, oh, man, that really wasn't that good, So
you wear it all week.
Two different attitudes to run at it with. And I know Sladen's, he's ready to, he wanted to do the Rookie of the Year at the 2 tracks and see if he could compete for that. And he's got commitments too. I mean, they're in Minot for baseball now, and he's got football training in the morning, and he still has basketball, and he's doing all that, plus maintaining 2 race cars. And then he found time to pull his old slingshot out and get that ready for Aislinn too, before we got rained out. So he's going to have to find that balance, because he can wear himself out pretty good. You wouldn't think a 14-year-old kid can run themselves down that much, but he needs to find his limit and know when enough is enough, and he's going to have to learn that on his own. So,
watching you on the track, it seems like you have, we were talking to Brooklyn a little bit about a little bit of fear. Do you feel any fear? And in my mind, you don't. However, how do you feel watching Sladen slinging it out there? Do you feel any emotions watching him?
So this is, I got a great segue into this. So Dave St. Croix was down at the races with us the other night, just to hang out and help a little bit if need be. He said he always gets more nervous when Cody's on there. He's like, I got my pulse on the heart monitor on this watch. It told me everything. And he's like, oh, my heart will go up. Like, well, it's a great thing I don't have that, because there's I mean, you get butterflies, when you get in the big moments and that. I'm not going to say you're nervous, but, you definitely got to feel the pressure, because you got to feel that to be able to perform, right? So, but when Sladen's on the track, it's definitely it's a different type of feeling. I'm going to say if I'm in the race car and my pulse is 80 or 100, I'm going to say when Sladen's on the racetrack and I'm in the grandstand, I'm 180. So.
His heat race on Sunday, I think that was probably one of the finest races I've seen him run in the sport mod. Got third, battling for second with Chad. But after the checkers, he got a little squirrely on the backstretch, and I got a little concerned
And luckily enough, I missed that. As soon as it was checkered, I was going down the stairs from the grandstand so I could go get him back into this pit. So I missed that. I get back there, and Perky's like, "What were you doing on the back straightaway, Slade?" And so I got that one secondhand until I got to watch the replay. So.
What wonderful father-son moments, for sure. So, well, going forward then, so.
Let's move on to Minot. Minot, the point average deal, you go from the Fast 40 where you qualified, and then we tried to do an invert, but whoever rolled the dice only rolled a 2, so we didn't invert very many. Minot, you go to the point average. You're the point leader. I think Walla actually had a higher point average than you maybe, so he started one row behind you. Did he start 11th and you started 10th, if I remember right?
I can't remember. I know we were both in the back row. I started 7th out of 8 because we had Keno had not been there. He did not have a point average, so I was in the back there. Then he got a free roll from Smalls not running the heat, so then I was in the back row by myself. So, the point average deal, I mean, you're not going to change it. You just got to deal with it. You start last, you got to get to 5th. And, I mean, I'm not a big fan of having, when we had big heat races, we were talking like 8 to 10 cars. So then it takes you a while to get through those 5 cars to get up to get 5th to get that invert. I mean, if you miss it by one and you only have 2 heat races, you're only moving back a row maybe. But sometimes that row is what makes the difference. So you just got to deal with it. It's not going to change. And if we have big car, 8 car, 10 car heat races, that's just the way it's going to be. So do what you can to get up into position.
Yeah, and then in the feature, John Flory, because of the invert, he DNF'd last time he was here. He started out front, and he put a clinic on for the first half of that race.
Yeah, he was gone.
It was like old school, like
it was old school John.
Old school John that I grew up watching in the 90s. It was nuts how he could get that car to go around there. Like,
on the curb and moving.
Never even bobbled. And then he has engine problems. And
actually, he said power steering.
Power steering.
It just kind of came out all at once, but he said he lost his power steering and just kind of pulled him over to the right. So, just being behind him, I thought it was just an engine failure that didn't exhaust any smoke, but find out later it was something else. So
that was not a non-power steering track, although Brooklyn got her done. Right.
So then that kind of gifted you the lead, and you made a comment in victory lane, which was fun to hear. That hey, John won this one. I kind of lucked into it per se, but nonetheless, you put it in victory lane for the second time this year, cement that point lead. Now I'm going to make a play for you to let Sladen. I will come pick Sladen's car up. I will bring him down on Sunday, and you can stay at the farm because Jordan and I don't want you to get points.
So Marcus and Isaac and them out the truck stop on Sunday were giving me a little smack about that. I'm like, no, absolutely not. I said, I got Craig in play here, so Craig will keep me there on Sunday.
Appreciate it.
The fantasy's such a vicious game. You were my ringleader, and then you're not this year. So
yeah, Jordan and Sladen got me into last year, so they're responsible for last year, and Craig for this one. So
yeah. I was pretty proud of my sales job on you there. So
yeah, solid advertising. I'll give you that.
Oh, shoot.
So what's interesting, Stephen, is Kyler, another member of Team Craig. He's got a brand new hot rod in the stable, but he keeps going back to Jules, and it seems to be very comfortable for him, just like a second skin. I know another guy at the table that has the same situation going on, and so do you, Stephen.
Yeah, it's kind of frightening. It's actually in the storage container I'm out here standing by, and I think at this point in the season it will stay there until next year. So
that's what I say. I missed it. Maybe next time.
I wanted to talk some smack to Jordan when he told me, we'll maybe put that together later. And in the back of my head, like, don't do it because you're doing the same thing. You have no weight to stand on.
Golly, spring shows up and 100 other things show up with it. Wow. Some you knew about, some you didn't.
I can't imagine the rage looking any better than it is right now, especially when we're embarking on the Dakota Classic Modified Tour. You got to feel pretty good about your program.
Yeah, I mean, the goal was to put this new one together and run it the World of Outlaw deal and have it ready for the tour, but there's no way.
Yeah.
We could start it now. I still wouldn't get it done. So try to maybe put something together, go through and freshen some stuff up, because like I say, I haven't touched that car much. That's been Sladen pretty much the whole year. And for 14 years old, I'm going to say he's pretty responsible, but he still has a lot to learn with some maintenance. He's got an eye for stuff this year that he didn't have last year, and that progress is nice to see. So, but having the chance to kind of look it over myself with him and go through and freshen some stuff that we know we need, because we might feel good about where we're at now, but that's going to change the first night of the tour when we take a butt whipping or something here, right? So it's
we're setting ourselves up
on top of your game. Yeah, I mean, you can't feel comfortable going into that deal. So
Stephen, Sladen is very blessed to be in the situation that he's in and have you for advice. Who do you lean on to for advice to give you some direction?
I mean, you're sitting right across from Jordan. That's one for sure, right? So just life in general, to the race car, to the process of everything, right? So, and then when it comes to the car, I've been pretty comfortable in this thing. I don't change a lot. I've got 3 or 4 things. Underwood for qualifying was the first time I was uncomfortable in that thing for a while. I mean, I tune myself out every once in a while. Let's not kid that doesn't happen. But I finally had to do some stuff that wasn't in the notebook from the last couple of years. So, and then come to Sunday mine up. That's exactly what we went back to. Haven't done those two things in conjunction with that car ever, and then we do it twice on one weekend. So it just goes to show you, you might have a notebook, you might feel comfortable, but you're still going to have to evolve at some point.
Yeah. Keep looking for more. Competition never rests. Neither should you.
Nope.
Yep.
The wife is chiming in the chat. Craig, the answer from Karen is he looks to his wife. Or he should.
Well, yeah. That was kind of wide open publicly.
We should have made the question more specific, maybe.
No, you got a great support group there. You got Mom, you got Karen, you got, like say, you got Chris, and everybody's on board making sure those race cars can make it to the racetrack. I mean, you're managing that every Monday morning to make sure that you make that opening come the weekend. So we appreciate that on our racing racetrack ends for sure. And I think it's been a great year. It looked like you say you got championship wrapped up. That's the
he's got a 39-point lead.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you sign in and take a green in they can't catch you. They have to take 38 cars to do it. So, so that ain't likely. So congratulations on another one early from me. And it doesn't surprise me. Like I say, you just you just don't stop and get comfortable, and that's what racing requires. I look up to you on your determination. It. And at the same time, even if and when you do miss a setup, as you shared, it happens. You're still not scared to drive it out, if you will, and that's hard to do sometimes, especially when they're tight. But it ain't over till it's over.
There's been moments you're like, no, let's take this to the trailer. It's like, nope, Craig, can't let Craig down. Can't let Craig down.
and I appreciate that. Even though all season I felt so guilty, we're looking at Jordan.
I knew it was going to come.
Don't feel bad. He got the same treatment last year. We maybe ran a little harder at times than we should have for Jordan too. So
yeah. You've been a part of 2 winning teams, so good on you. That makes you a double gold standard, so double gold album anyway.
Steven,
must have been the stickers. I just got my stickers here.
Yes.
I must have added an extra 10 horses. So.
Well, whatever it takes, right?
Yeah, whatever it takes. We might need 2 more for next weekend.
That's awesome.
Steven, we'd like to talk with our drivers about their numbers. Jordan loves his green. Brandon and his group, all in the 40s. I mean, it's amazing how drivers get obsessed with a number, and your family is probably the most elite at loving their 11. Where did that come from?
Oh.
It was actually pretty simple to get on the car. I didn't have 11 and anything else, and pretty much until then. So it was nice, neat, simple, looks clean, and it just went from that.
You can make them out of tape.
You could do it out of anything. It was easy to spray paint. It was easy to lay on the tape. It was easy.
A pair of ones. Oh shoot. Yeah. Well, you're the most famous 11 guy in my book, so.
Well, hopefully soon to be the second most. That's what we're shooting for now. So.
Well, that's interesting that you say that. Did Sladen have a choice in the matter?
If you would have gave him a choice, it would have been the same way. So Chris has been calling him 11 Little P for I don't know how many years since he started with the slingshot and that. So actually probably long before that too. So his was ingrained into him. I don't know if he could have got that one out of his mind even if he tried. So.
Such a good time you guys have together. It's fun to be around. Just so cool. Like I say, congrats again on a great season, and just enjoy your friendship. And like you say, we try to sort out problems together. Whatever we do, it's nice to have good friends in your corner, and you're in mine, and I'm in yours, and I like that. So, heck yeah.
Appreciate it.
I got another question from the chat.
Yep.
Does Steven still have a late model laying around anywhere?
He does in the storage building by Lignite. It is turnkey, ready to race. Might need a little freshening, but it hasn't been off the trailer in a couple years. If there was all sorts of time, we would have had it out and maybe tried to play with it next weekend when that comes around. But I mean, we're that's a knife at a gunfight type deal. So what would we be setting ourselves up for? But the goal is to get it out. I have to race at Devil's Lake Speedway is the one in North Dakota I have not raced at ever. That is the last one on my state list, and I'm going to make it happen sooner or later. But I've said that for a couple of years, so we'll see how that comes around.
Well, definitely make that announcement when that's happening, because I haven't been there either, and I'll be there.
I've been to Devil's Lake a couple of times. I like the track, and I'd like it more if you were there. So I want to make sure I'm there too.
Yep, I'm looking forward to making it happen. It's just trying to make it happen yet. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a fun joint. You can see. I've raced everywhere except for Wishick and Lisbon. So.
And I've knocked those ones off. We went down to the Sauerkraut 500 one time, run second to Corel down there, and actually 1A was Soda Mod feature at Lisbon, and I've ran the late model there too. So,
you've been there a time or three.
Yeah, it's when we're down in Fargo, we went to Lisbon, not a handful. We've probably been there 3 or 4 times. So, nice little facility. It was always fun to go to. It's got that laid back feel like Underwood. That's the kind of it just pressure's off a little bit, and everybody's there to have fun, and it just feels different when you pull to those small tracks like that.
Dylan Barnhart might be offering something here. Hey, I just happen to have time for a late model with a winking emoji.
Dylan, I can get it all freshened up and ready to rep.
$15,000 motivator.
Yeah, I even have the wrap and the aluminum. It's nothing but work ahead of it. So
that's 2 weeks out. Well, a week and a half. It'd be nice to see you there, but I get it, man. They don't get faster not looking at them. So,
No, but I know with like Sladen and that, the one thing I did want to point out, like Sladen at the racetrack, he's got Parker, which is his buddy, helping him. They do 90% of the stuff on their own. Last week he had Cam with. It's cool to see this group of kids doing that all on their own. I walk around over there and check and make sure everything's going right. But I seriously think those 3 kids, with the help of a few others, man, they could do the whole situation on their own. It's pretty impressive, and that's the biggest motivation to keep doing it. So.
Yeah, you just described you and Drew back in the hobby stock days.
I don't know if I trust Sladen a lot more than I trust me back in the day, probably.
Well, I get that part, but the age is about right.
Oh yeah.
Shoot, yeah, you're exactly right. I mean, it's fun to see these young people, taking a liking to the sport and trying to learn its, difficulties and all that and how to fix it and stuff like that. We'll have something to watch as we grow older. So.
And I think I would be remiss if I didn't mention this. There were times, that you took some nights off and weren't as loyal this year to the track. And then I'd get a picture last year of Mrs. Pfeiffer driving the combine or some of the farm equipment, doing the work so you can get away. That's super cool.
Yeah, that's probably going to end up costing me having to get another combine, which is a great problem to have.
That is a great problem to have. Yeah, no, your support of your family has been awesome, and of course I was grateful for that last year as we were on the team together. But nonetheless, like I say, your people support your racing, and you need that. I mean, you can't do 3 things at once. Sometimes you can do 2, but you can't do 3. So,
Dylan just chimed in again and said, "Get a hold of him. He works 7 nights in a row, then he has 6 days off."
Ooh.
He said he's game.
Something is brewing tonight.
Yeah. Dilly Bar is dangerous with 6 days off. I've been a part of that game. So,
and Dilly Bar is pretty creative too. So.
Yeah. He's not scared to try some cool stuff.
No.
And you're strong enough to hang on. I wasn't. Bring that full circle. Shoot.
Well, thanks for taking the time tonight to chat on the phone with us. I texted you pretty late, and you chimed back right away, so we appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem.
I still owe you a steak night. I haven't forgot. We'll get a Monday up there someday. So.
We're gonna have an open Monday here sometime soon.
Yeah. Let's reserve it and get her done. So. All right.
Well, yeah. Thanks for chatting. Good luck this weekend, and hopefully nothing but good in the future.
All right, appreciate it, guys. Thanks for the call.
Yep.
Thanks, Steven.
Have a good night. Yep.
Bye-bye. Quality stuff there. So
3 excellent interviews again tonight.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
That phone deal is a game changer.
See, things are happening. The call-in thing is taking your show to another level. The qualifying's brewing.
Yeah.
And now Dilly and Steven coming together for maybe my goodness.
Yeah. Yeah, things happen here. Before our eyes. Who knew?
Who would have known?
Yeah, I thought it was a fun weekend. 3 days of really some good racing, some different racing, and at the end of it all, the Mclean County Fair happened. We're ramping up for late models. It's just an exciting time of the season.
So we hit on the compacts, Brooklyn Tomlinson. We hit on the sport mods, Darren Schatz. Modifieds.
Mm-hmm. We didn't get stock cars.
Yeah, modifieds with Stephen Pfeiffer. Hobby stocks, Caden Appelt wins again. But it was not without challenge this time.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and you challenged me the week prior. Trevor Haas has arrived.
You said he's arrived. We said he does Trevor Haas things.
Well, we TRD'd him.
He passed Caden at one point.
Yep.
I'm in the car. I don't get to see it, so I'm strapped in. So
That 99 was rolling.
Scooby-Doo was moving?
Scooby-Doo was moving.
So, Scooby-Doo, they're famous for when they find the criminal ripping the mask off. Because I wanted to go up there and rip the mask off. Is that really Sean Strand driving that 99? It couldn't be Trevor. Because he was wheeling that like...
Hey, nice parallel there. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, Sean, but I mean, it was kind of cool. I didn't mean it that way. I meant it that way.
He's going to be there. He's going to... Just like we were talking with Darren
Does he have the right
Schatz.
springs in it yet?
I don't know.
Hitting marks.
God, he must.
Hitting marks every lap.
Yeah.
That's the hard. I think that's the hardest thing for you guys to do, is do it over and over, especially like 40 laps in Underwood. That's got to be fatiguing. Steven says no big deal, but my gosh, the concentration, just being physically strong, but being able to just.
Yeah, mental strength. Yes, I mean that's what divides the front of the pack from the back of the pack. Everybody's got a competitive lap for the most part. Everybody in every class has got the lap. It's putting them all together and then putting the feature ones all together. I mean, that's the difference.
And then when you're
Time
running
trial showed that. So
up against Caden right now, he's king and probably is getting deserving of your bounty.
Getting close.
yeah,
And then to pass
we're
him
talking about it.
and be there, I mean, whoa.
Well, I mean, we've kind of said it all year. The only one that can beat Caden is Caden.
Yeah, and it was a Caden special track. I mean, that was Caden all complete.
Jules was right there digging then at the end.
Yeah.
She was there.
Again, I'm sorry, I was in the car and I haven't seen any videos. So, but
No, it was an excellent hobby stock feature. Probably one of the better features we've had all year, with some slicing and dicing.
I
And
know
moving around.
hobbies are near and dear to your heart. They're probably the support class for the big guy, but my gosh, they're not here. They're not here. They are
got some
elite.
movers, man. Yeah.
And then in the IMCA stock cars,
We have no bathroom breaks classes.
no, we
Yeah.
don't. We
You
do
know,
not.
Hey,
Yeah.
I'm running downstairs. No, you're not. The hobbies are coming. Okay, well, I'll wait till the time. Well,
Yeah.
no,
We gotta quit drinking.
You better go down at intermission. When Smalls gives you the 10-minute farming break, you best get
he
down
gives
there.
you no time.
Yeah. That ain't enough.
We're
but-
going to spit in turn 4. Let's go.
Stock cars, Kyle Shope,
Yeah. Yeah.
Team Brandon.
Well, yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah, you canceled my Brooklyn.
Yeah.
So, but, I,
2 Team Brandons won, because I got a Darren Schatz win, too.
Ooh, and I still have 5 on you. Ooh. Come on, team. Talking to you.
Yeah, Kyle Shope.
Where'd he start again?
Well, I'm waiting for it to pull up. What do you got over there? He went
Seven
plus
up.
7.
Yeah.
Plus 7.
Well, Kyle's of speed. I mean, he showed that last year, and I drove Cody's car a little bit this year. Was able to get back in his own. Looked like it had a wheelie-in disease there for a while, and he didn't like it. But he must have. I was so far back I couldn't see the race per se. So, but I say the track definitely had some 3-dimension to it, and obviously he got through it nice and well and clean, and found victory lane. So,
Brandon Labatt has a DNF. but he was battling for the top spot. His car always has good pull.
Yeah, runs good, and it goes around the corners nice too. And that's a car that him and his dad built. So they took some ideas, from different cars that they've owned over the years and incorporated it into their own. I like their presentation. It doesn't have a flashy wrap on it type of deal, but if you know Brendan and you know Dale's dad, it all makes sense. It's a no-nonsense presentation that gets it done.
I know what you're going to say.
Do you know what Christy and I call it? The Labatt-mobile.
Oh, very nice. I thought you were going to go barn built again, but I like that.
That was tough on you.
You notice after that Dirt Weekly, he took barn built off his car.
Did he?
Yeah, Zach Doctor. We didn't talk about him.
Yeah, we should have gave
strong second place run.
It's
in
fun having
nice
him
races in Underwood
running. I mean, he's just getting his feet wet with what we're doing up here, and he's going to be tough to deal with.
That we'll make that line you don't see all the time. Kind of enter low and let it drift up high, and he does it fast. He can close the gap doing that. So, that's refreshing to see Zach. He's local. He's back playing with us, and that's cool. And he's digging. He's paying attention.
So quickly, we're going to roll through these points deals. I guess we can do it at the upcoming schedule. We'll do it upcoming. Fear the Rear making moves. Who's making moves? Brooklyn Tomlinson. Passed Zach Eubanks. Didn't let him win 7 in a row.
That is cool.
Yeah, no power steering.
No power steering.
On a power steering track. That's a great one.
Isaac Sondrel coming up with the Fast 40 event in Underwood, making moves.
That was going to be mine.
But McLean
I'm
County,
just throwing them out there.
Yes, that McLean County Speedway, I'm telling you, that's like modern Woodstock growing. And I mean, you can just see it. If you're not there, you're not where the cool kids are. That's true.
Right, right.
It's hard. You don't want to miss it. Yeah, I jump out of my car and run back just so I can see the rest of it. I don't want to miss anything.
If you ask my wife what made moves over the weekend, the funnel cake stand.
Jenny was there, huh? Yeah, again. County fairs.
I might have to bring my pig picture out again.
It's the county fair season, now to the end of July.
It gets me excited for the Cole County Classic to embrace that all and just to see where it could possibly go.
Yeah. Again, Modifieds being back at the fair has been a while. And what a welcome back. And like you say, what a predecessor to the Cole County, because they're going to be back then too.
I'm campaigning for more grandstand because you saw me kind of moving around a little bit.
Yeah.
Because where I was sitting, thank you, Chuck, for saving me a seat. But it was so. I had a good old boy just like right in my lap. I'm like,
that little snuggie?
You moved kind of down in front of us there.
And I was just trying to find a spot. It was. I actually did like where I found my spot because I could hear you doing your race directing.
Doing the race directing.
I like that.
Yeah. You can hear the announcing and the race director in the back.
Speaking of that, you and Lindsay, that communication was really good. He's listening to you, tells us. It was just, yeah.
It's nice being up there with the announcers. So several things. I was producing Darn TV. Thank you, McLean County Speedway, for allowing me to come down there. I think it's huge to capture that weekend. That weekend is there now. So you can go back and watch it on Darn TV.
There is a beautiful crow's nest that none of you the announcers don't use.
Well, it's just a little tight up there. When to give Mariah her room and have the equipment up there, it just gets a little tight to have everybody up there. Plus, when you're inside the crow's nest with the steel around it, the radio signal doesn't get out of there. So I have always stood outside so that way my radio signal could pick to go to the whole drivers, and we noticed over the weekend that her radio signal in there to go out wasn't the best. You guys were maybe not hearing the full lineup, stuff like that, so then I was relaying the lineup to you guys. It all works. It all works. I've now ordered an antenna. We're going to have an antenna outside. She'll hook a radio to it, and she'll be good. But it's just part of the feel. Lindsay agrees with me. Nick agreed with me. Part of the feel of sitting with the crowd in the grandstands.
In Underwood.
It is fun.
Yeah. The only bad thing about that
probably the only place you get away with it.
Jenny's there too, and all you guys.
It's bad that Jenny's there.
What's bad about that is I want to turn around and talk to her,
didn't say that,
or
Jenny.
talk to you. You're sitting there like, or Lindsay. And, you got a job to do.
Yeah, we can't small talk. We're doing
that
our job.
dynamic of having the announcers right next to me. So then I can hear them because sometimes, so as a race director, I kind of watch what Dana's watching, or I don't watch, I kind of see what Dana's head is towards turns 1 and 2, my head is towards 3 and 4, whatever, vice versa. When I see him kind of move his head, then I move my head to the other end. And I try to watch different things.
Kind of orchestrate that so that you're trying to have some feedback if called upon.
Just you try, but you don't catch everything. And every once in a while, you get kind of fixated on a battle. There's a battle for second, third, fourth, or whatever, 3 cars. Dana ends up watching it. I end up watching it. We're human beings, But Lindsay, having these guys right next to me, I could hear them. I could still hear them through my radio or through my headset. So they would say, "Oh, a car in turn 2." Boom, I could go to turn 2. My eyes could just go straight over there.
You could work with a third set of eyes.
Right. They were hearing them would allow me to, there's a car over there or whatever. Or even Lindsay would just point. He would point, and I could follow his point and get what needed. So it's fun. It's a blast.
I thought it went off like a well-oiled machine, so good stuff.
But that being with the crowd thing that's where it's at. I'll be real with you. That's where it's at. Nick had the idea in mind to move out to the crowd, get out of the crow's nest, get right out into the grandstand. He might be onto something.
Yeah, kind of like the ball games.
Right. Might be onto something.
Yeah, it's not wrong.
Yeah. Great things over the whole weekend. As you said, you're sitting there in the crowd. I guess we should get the Stephen Pfeiffer off the phone there. There we go. But I have a blast doing that race directing thing. That's probably one of my more favorite jobs. I know it gets hard every once in a while because you got to make calls on people you maybe don't want to make calls on, or you don't do anything out of spite for anybody. I try to. Yeah. But it's one of my more favorite jobs to do at the races.
Yeah. As a driver, I like your experience so that when you do make a call, I know you're making it based on, what you've experienced, stuff like that. If you missed it by 100 miles, we'll get through it.
Some would accuse I make too many calls. My brother accuses me of this from a driver's point of view. I like when a call or when something happens, I look at it. Well, instead of the incident happens coming out of turn 2. Well, I look at it and I watched it happen, and I seen what happened in turn 1.
Yeah, the previous corner.
So I call the guy that did it in turn. What created the situation in turn 2? I call the guy in turn 1 that created it, but he's the guy that maybe wasn't at fault in turn 2.
He looks victimized. But he asked for it.
Correct. And I get a little grief sometimes because I watched that happen.
What race are you watching? Well, all of it. The corner before. Right.
My brother's jumped me a couple times on some calls like that. So, and it's just that's how you everybody looks at it differently. You would look at it differently than I look at it than Craig looks at it.
We're going to get the human element, as you said earlier. That's what you
One of the biggest things down there is the conversations we can have on the radio when we are split in our call. There was a situation where I wanted to call something in one way, and Dana chimed in, and then Mike kind of chimed in with his point, and I'm like, yeah, you guys make sense. Let's.
I can see it that way.
Yeah, I can see it your guys' way. And then we find middle ground and we go on, And I'm not afraid to admit we're not going to see everything. There was a hobby stock call that nobody seen. Actually, no, we seen it. Everybody's seen it. But we couldn't determine who the heck caused it because it started way back in turn 1, but it finished in turn 4.
Yeah.
Is that when you just kind of lined them all back up and
we just gave them all their spot back?
That was fair.
Yeah.
We just and I came right over the receiver, so that way there's no confusion to the drivers that are out on the track. Okay, everybody go back to your spot. We seen it. We have no idea how to call it. So y'all are going to get your spot back. We're going to reset and go again.
And Lindsay relayed that as well. He said, "There's real no way to tell.
Yeah,
we're going
line
racing.
them back up. The show is going to go on.
Right.
Somebody might have got away with it, and we don't know who, but hopefully they remember when it doesn't go right next time."
Yeah, and
that's the way I see it. So
exactly. So, and them happen.
Yeah.
Because they happen. It's just what it is. So, upcoming schedule. Friday night, kind of a short weekend for some of us, but Friday night,
us, yep.
the Mandan,
back to Mandan,
Dakota Speedway.
our own Brock's leading points.
Yeah.
So we're all of us involved want to make sure that that's ready to go and paying attention. And he's been having a good run this year. Pretty proud of him. So he'll continue that direction.
Yep, he'll be making the trip down. I'm pretty sure. I'm guessing he's got a full pickup going. I'm not going to go that direction this week, but Saturday, Estevan Motor Speedway.
Yep, and you're going to catch up on the Tougher Than Dirt pictures.
Yep. We're going to do the championship trophies and presentations before the races. I think at 6:50. I got to message Tanya back and say I'm good with the schedule that she put out because it's also the Devin Gonis tribute.
Yes. Yeah, that'd be emotional for sure. But yeah, nice to be able to recognize him. So. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Jenny reminds me we have a date Friday. Jenny and I are actually going to go up to Bottineau. Tim Goodwin was released. We didn't touch on that earlier. Jenny and I are going to go up to Bottineau and have dinner with Tim Goodwin and his family and present him with a check from the Tougher Than Dirt Tour for the money that we raise. So
why do you say Bottineau?
He's up in Bottineau with his mom and dad because it's closer to Minot. They have help up there, and he didn't go back to Williston. He still has to do a lot of doctoring. So his mom and dad are going to help him get back and forth to Minot. They have to go to Bismarck to do some doctoring. So rather than being all the way over in Williston, they kept him up here in Bottineau closer to get to the places that plus help.
Yep.
So
great question. I would have had the same. So
Jenny and I are going to go spend our Friday evening. We're going to turn the Dakota Speedway on and watch some racing with him and have some dinner.
Give Sean Strand some credit.
Yep.
2 weeks.
That's a tough place he races at, so that is awesome. Nice performance. Yeah. Good on Tim and Larissa, everybody getting out of the hospital and all going the right direction. It's been a whirlwind of time moving by fast, but just the same, they're on the road to healing. So
Tim's daughter's pretty close with Peyton. They did a FaceTime the other night. Pretty fun. I mean, for the situation, it's pretty cool.
We've been to Underwood, I think, 3 times since the night.
That night.
And every time you drive home, you see his marks.
Yeah, the oil stain going off to the right.
Yeah.
You stop and reflect. A lot went on that night. Great to have him.
Yep. And then Saturday night as well, the regular season opener for Southwest Speedway in Dickinson. They have not had a regular race night yet.
I see. Darren had shared he was heading that direction.
Yep.
So, then he'll turn around and come up here for championship.
And I think Adam was maybe trying to talk Brock into going. I don't know. I'm not getting in the middle of it. So
yeah,
I will be up at the Estevan Motor Speedway.
Yeah, I'll be.
Considering there hasn't been a race car worked on yet, it's not out there.
It's Wednesday night.
There's not a race car in
the garage.
The property here. It feels weird.
Still sitting on the trailer behind the house where he left it on Sunday night after the races.
I think I speak for a lot of us. We got wore out this weekend.
I believe that
all
100%.
Of it. Wow. There's a lot of racing.
I'm surprised you don't get laryngitis more often.
Why?
Well, listening to you up in Underwood and then boom on the mic here. I mean, you're...
And then I talk here, and then I get on conference calls and Teams meetings, and I talk there, and then...
Yeah.
I'm just conditioned to talk, I guess. And then Nodak Speedway Championship night, Sunday night. That's our first points championship that we're going to crown, our first championships of the year, other than Tougher Than Dirt Tour.
Cashing in the chips.
So we'll start with the hobby stocks. I think this one's pretty much in the bag. If only 18 cars show up, Kyler Satrin will be your champion. It's a 19-point advantage over Cade
winning a feature.
Without winning a feature. Consistency.
Yeah.
Hold on.
That's how tough championships have become.
Who has won a feature outside of Caden?
He had a DNF, so somebody did.
Well, let's roll down the list here.
Domination Station, we were struggling to figure that out.
Yeah, we're going to bounty other people. We can't think of the other. Yeah, let's see.
I don't. How far down the list? Oh. Well, I thought it did. Ty Saxon? No, Ty Saxon didn't win one over here, did he? Boy, you got us now. Now the show just comes to a screeching halt.
So, but yeah, championship night.
Taylor Heaton.
Taylor did.
Oh!
Right.
I think he's the only one.
I think he is too. I think it was only a one-night deal. Yep. Yes.
Well, there has to be two.
Well, yeah. It was
he's
he
had
must have done it twice if it's a
DNFs.
19-pointer. And that's on Kyler's, so.
So who won on the...
Got to be Diesel, doesn't it?
On 526, who won on that night? Results. Quick results. Ty Saxon, the 41.
Okay, yeah.
That's who it was.
I was thinking it was a Saxon, yep. Uh-huh.
But 19 points, the difference between Caden Appelt, Kyler Satrin.
Kyler's sitting in a pretty strong seat then. Mm-hmm.
Roll on to...
And he could lay up, but he ain't gonna. Jules is gonna come out breathing fire.
He's looking for a feature win.
IMCA Sport Mods, 2 points between Chad Stretchin, your point leader, Robbie Roselli in second, Gabriel Deshaw, 6 points back in third.
Ooh, there could be an upset.
Three cars within 6
Three
points.
vying for it all, so. And
It
they
was
got good
kind
car
of fun
count,
to
so.
follow that on Sunday night because at one point in time when I was calling it, it was kind of like, they were tied in points. And every time Chad passed a car, Robbie passed a car, and they kind of moved their way forward. And then it was kind of fun to follow that.
Wow. That would be fun to watch.
Zach Eubanks in the Sport Compacts, 10-point advantage over Chris Yost.
Maybe not over.
No, and Landon Michelson also 10 points out.
Rookie of the year there. Holy cow.
Yeah.
So trouble on the Eubanks machine will bring the other two into it.
Yeah, Zach's got to just lay low and get her done, but the plan and the results are not always the same. Good luck to everybody.
Modifieds, 309 to 270. That's 39 points. Your champion is Steve Pfeiffer. He doesn't even have to show up. And I guess he's not going to allow me to come get Sladen's car and bring Sladen here and leave him at the farm.
I appreciate the effort. Like his fantasy team, it's over.
Yeah.
Where's the mods at? Where's second on back? Second, third, fourth, a close race? Or
Drew Christensen, 39 back. Marcus, 41 back.
Okay.
And then it's another 10 points back to Tukshire and Sondrel.
Okay.
So, yeah, there's a battle for runner-up.
Yeah, Drew and Marcus going to figure out something there, 2 points apart.
And then the stock cars, they're way at the bottom of the sheet here. Will Shareski, 6-point advantage over Brock Beater and Gabe Deshaw. Kyle Schopas, 19 points back. So he's...
Yeah.
A lot's got to happen and go his way.
Yeah. Well, heck. Yeah, Will's got to have a good night, and, things got to go right.
And if you would have looked at Will's heat race the other night, you would have questioned his speed because he didn't go anywhere in the heat race.
He was there on the first night of the Underwood thing, and he wasn't there the second night. So
right.
Looked like he was having some trouble, so it happens.
So
we'll see.
Let's roll a Texas Red commercial here.
Could be any higher now. Right.
Texas Red sponsoring bringing us the upcoming schedule. How now the Garden update.
The Corn Report. Got a few little bare spots there. I either didn't have germination or maybe they slid downstream a little bit, but I'm going to say we're right in that 6, 7, 8 inch area. I don't know that they'll be knee high on the 4th of July, but I don't know why they wouldn't. Last night's rain, or Monday night's rain, was plenty. It's still wet. So.
I think you need to apply your anhydrous.
Well, it might be time, and I don't know what that all consists of, but it's time for a dose because this is kind of where things start plateauing, and it's not time to plateau. Longest day of the year is coming up. Got about a 3-week window of turbo growth time. So,
but the deer,
check in.
No sign.
Well, so I got the deer fully under control, but I got a gopher that showed up. And I got nibblings on the peas. I think the squirrels have come back again, so I don't know what to do. I'm with Chris. I think we're gonna have to electrify it or something. It'll bite me if I do that, but there's troubles. But I think there's too much corn for him to get it all. The corn hat doesn't look like it's been touched, just the other stuff.
Right.
So that's the update.
Get the net. Put the net over it.
I mean, net down the sides and everything. They sneak through the squares of my chain link fence. The squirrels go over the top, but the gopher, apparently, he gets through it, according to Macy was paying attention, and she goes, there's a gopher in there. I'm like, no. So it never stops.
Well, I guess we're going to have to go over there with their
22s.
Yep.
Pellet guns, something. Clean house.
Well, if you can't grow it, I know where you can buy it.
I know. I see your store often.
It. You're just supporting Team Craig.
I know. Well, I'm trying to be independent. It's harder than it sounds.
He's going to go home and support Team Craig by eating some dill corn.
Yeah. Like I say, he's like a drug dealer. He sends Tina home with a couple of bags of popcorn, and here we are. I need more.
I'm
jonesing for popcorn.
That popcorn's become the hit.
Can I help your team?
It's
I need a big bag. Oh, they're over there for sale. Oh, I'll get 3. Yes.
Yeah.
I love your passion for the growing the corn.
I'll tell you what, we've weeded twice and it needs weeding again. Those damn weeds they're the best crop I got going on, and I don't want them.
When do you guys start making your bets on pumpkins?
We'll be in September. Yeah, after school starts. Late August, somewhere in there. Yeah, we got some pumpkins. We got the big leaves anyway, but they ain't started finding out yet.
You need a chemical guy. You got Texas Red helping with your seed.
Yeah, Jeff, you got to give me an email. We got to get some nitrous, or what'd you say?
Anhydrous.
And
then
nitrous. I think nitrous sounds
good too.
What is it?
2,4-D maybe spray.
I need that for the creeping Jenny because that's everywhere.
Well, maybe this next commercial is seed treatment. So let's see this one.
See what we can learn. That's when the corn seed turns red. Insecticides, yeah.
My brother-in-law's a farmer, and he was getting ready to do the anhydrous, and I said, do you really need to do that? You know, it's kind of freaky stuff.
Yeah.
He said, oh, yeah, X amount of bushels if you don't do it.
Ah.
So you need it.
I need it, yeah. Well, no, I can put it on. Yeah, 20 by 80. Fenced in.
How are you going to get that in there?
Yeah,
is there like a little remote control tractor that you can have with the anhydrous hooked up to it, and you just go around and
just get a boom over the top and do a one passer? I'm not sure. Well, Jeff, give me some ideas.
Oh, Zach Heidebrink checked in earlier while we were on an interview. Now he's peacing out. He said he'll see us in a few weeks.
Yeah. See you at the tour, dude. I'll be on foot.
You'll be on foot?
Yeah, I'll be on foot. I've outgrown my abilities to race the tour. I need a pit man. I need 3. So
on that, we were talking about upcoming schedule. You're joining me, hopefully, in the booth, World of Outlaw Night, to call the modifieds.
Oh.
I'm hoping you are.
Well, yeah.
I'm
available.
Christy is going to be tied up.
Okay.
We have a cool ceremony on World of Outlaw Night. They're doing a ribbon cutting. Christy organized all that and has to have the city ambassadors and things there. It's going to be a really cool ceremony after hot laps and qualifying, I believe.
Okay.
And then I will. Ruben Morales will be there with the World of Outlaws, and then the local announcer gets to announce the local cars.
We're going to ham up the mods.
Which you and I figured you'd come up, and you and I would hammer the modifieds.
Count me in. I'm in.
And then
the modified guys come and make fun of each and every one of you in our own special little way.
And then we're going to be right back at it, 5 nights later on Friday night, July 4th. You're going to join me up there too?
I would like to.
No stock cars.
No stock cars. So I hadn't communicated that with you yet, but I was kind of hoping we were heading that direction.
That's the prelude to the tour then, right?
Yep.
Because 4th, then 5th.
5th starts in Jamestown.
And then
6th back to Minot.
Other than you,
around the horn.
You take your wife with you on the tour, it's bye. We'll see you in a week.
Right. Yep.
I look forward to it.
I don't think it's going to be that easy for me. I'm willing to bet that I'm going to end up working the tour. I'm going to end up working during the day and making it to the track for the tour race at night because we're going to be right in the middle of the transition to the new company.
Eating no-dos.
Ooh.
I'm tired for you.
Ooh.
That will be exciting. I look forward to it. Thank you for the invite.
2 nights in a row.
Mm-hmm. What you see is
it's nice to hear you up there. It's good to hear you up there.
Yeah?
No, it is.
Well, I've heard that, and I think that's exciting. Try to.
Well, think of not only your racing experience, but all the relationships that you have built.
Yeah. It's like I say, when you're around racing, eventually after a decade or 3 or 4, you know everybody, you know their kids, and
then you get you two together.
It's all fun.
And you start talking chemistry on the dirt and all that stuff. I enjoy that. And then,
we could take our shots at guessing who's going to go where, and we're pretty close.
We end up a lot of people like it. I mean, I haven't heard many complaints, but I heard a couple complaints. We end up not even calling the race. We end up sitting there talking about the race. And what we think is going to happen next, or what we just saw.
As racers, what we see, maybe that's wrong.
And it actually has inspired me because I've pitched the idea to IMCA TV about doing an alternate, like a Manning cast at the Super Nationals, and I volunteered myself. I don't know if I'm the right guy or the wrong guy, but I volunteered myself because that's how I roll. But having a separate group, like Ryan and Jerry do an amazing job. They do great. Wade with the interviews, they do awesome. But what if you had that separate Manning cast that people could just go, hey, I bought the package for the week. I can either watch Jerry and Ryan, or I can watch Brandon, Jorn, and Jimmy Gustin, or Brandon, Jimmy,
Dang, that would be fun.
You just throw whatever. You have racers sit there, and we don't necessarily call the race, but we talk about the racing.
What we see and where we'd go.
Right.
Type of deal.
One of these days,
what lane we're
you're
picking?
going to be cross-eyed and drooling in a corner with complete exhaustion.
Can you go on the 4th? Yeah, I can. That's a great. I mean, again, always trying to elevate the game, sport. So
it all started with just Jordan and I up in the booth last year. I had the epiphany. I can't remember what night you joined me up there. It was just you and I. I think it was last year.
In August,
might have been
when the August stuff came along.
And I just had that. I go, what if that was brought to, first place you'd bring it is the Super Nationals, and then, if it went good, you could bring it to the Mod Tour. You could bring it to Arizona Winter Nationals.
Winter stuff.
You could bring it a lot of places, because I think I enjoy watching the Manning cast on Monday Night Football, because you're getting 2 football players that are sitting there talking about the football game and what they see. But they're not actually calling it. They're just laying it out.
Reminding you of the high points of the drivers' teams
and
or whatever.
And they can let their hair down a little bit more and not be so politically correct.
And that would be the whole point of it, is to bring in. So, like, my thought would be, you'd bring in racers for that night. So when we get to Wednesday night, you'd have Jimmy Gustin, who races. I just bring his name up. Maybe Jimmy wouldn't even come on there. I don't know. You'd have to talk to these drivers. But you'd
peer pressure was hot sauce says.
Right. You'd bring them in. They would run like their heat race and whatever. You'd bring them up on the set like two flights later if there was enough time, and they'd watch 10 heat races with you. And they would talk about, well, I was in heat race 4 of the session.
Snotty on the bottom, but it isn't in the 5th.
Right.
And I'd be down there now. So
we would BS about the actual racing itself and the racetrack and the
changing that's going through. And
then I wanted it as free and open as, we get up in the middle. One guy gets up and buys a round of steak sandwiches and comes back, and you drink your soda and you eat a steak sandwich right as we're watching the races.
Sitting on the dock of the bay.
Right. You're literally you're there just to talk about it, and people might get more insight, because I can go so many places. I've raced at Boone enough times. You've raced at Boone enough times.
Well, along that, I think that's kind of what the Dirt Weekly is in its own weird way too. I mean, every once in a while we get off on a procedural deal, and some teams or new teams will say, "Well, why is that? What you're picking on my kid?" And we can break that down and say, "Well, this is happening because of the invert of the qualifying."
Yep.
It sounds the same, but it's not. So you learn things.
Jerry and Ryan will tell you that the heat race winner, Brock Beater, got docked 2 spots because of ride heights. Well, they'll tell you that, but then they go on to call in the next race.
What does that mean?
What does that mean?
Yeah.
I want to break it down.
Yeah.
I want to go into it, and I want to talk about ride heights on a damn hobby stock.
The ride heights on a small metric are here, and they're here.
Yeah.
And they got a 2-inch window.
And go talk to Trevor and Olmsted. Say, what do you think about that call?
Yeah.
Why are you that high?
Yeah.
If they're willing to come up on the set.
Trevor would be.
And or break it down for them and say, hey, it's easy to get caught up in the spring change, not realizing that corner of the car is moving around because, well, like for me, I'm not even used to that yet. It's just not there yet because I've spent 38 years not worried about it, so I just do things. But
it's a
pipe. Pay attention.
It's a pipe dream. Nobody has taken the bite yet.
Well,
Maybe
everything
one
starts
day.
with a dream, and this might be the start of it.
Maybe one day.
I say, who know where this Dirt Weekly was going to go? It's fairly informative sometimes to some.
We learned something tonight.
Yeah.
Darren and Donnie are related.
They are related. I didn't know that. I would have said, nah, too far apart. But he said, grew up east of Minot. Well, that's just where Danny grew up. So, yeah, now it all I mean, that's cool. So, the real shots. That's what he means. He's older.
Oh, no, I don't think he came up with that. I think we came up with that.
Well, he likes it.
We, I say we as in the rest of us around there.
Yeah.
Well, should we hit Hot Sauce Fantasy? You guys might get me home into bed by 10 o'clock. I would say appreciate it.
That you posted the points. I
literally did them before you got here.
Did. Oh, he did them while I was waiting for you.
Oh, gotcha.
It's close for a second. Kind of like the modifieds.
Hot Sauce Fantasy. Let me zoom it up here. I got to get to this, to there. And then we're going to...
big enough. I wear glasses,
we're
but
gonna
not
cut.
that good at glasses.
Okay. Craig in the lead with 24.53. Jorn in second, 22.06. Hot on his heels, Brandon with 22.01.
That's a 5-pointer on 2,200 points.
It's close.
And then Small shortly behind there, 30 points back at 21.72.
The race for second is real.
So you can take your headset off and leave, and we're going to talk about the real winner, which would be second place.
Yeah, you talk about strategery here. Yeah. So, yeah, you canceled my Brooklyn with Kyle and
I got a Shotzi in there.
And you got Darren in there too. So
Craig got a Pfeiffer.
I hope Team Jordan is there in full count. I don't see why they shouldn't be, as long as Estevan don't get weird.
I'm gonna have to reach out to my Travises. That's who I was short on Sunday. I know where Travis Hagen was.
Yeah.
Travis Tooley, I didn't think he was gonna miss any more nights.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I feel for you, but I don't.
Look at that Kyler Satra and his points without getting a victory. That's elite consistency.
Yeah. Almost like a top 3 without the W yet. Yeah. Sunday ain't over yet. They work hard at it. A lot of people work hard at it, but they work hard at it too. They're looking for it.
This was really fun this year doing this.
Oh, it was a blast, wasn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
It's another one of them.
It's growing some fun legs. I mean, it's growing stickers and.
It's another one of them Sandro creations. So you can just thank
Hottie
Sandro.
Sauce. Hottie Sauce putting a spin on stuff. He's keeping it exciting. He's hot sauce for a reason.
Yeah.
So if we enjoy this, imagine what real life gambling money would be doing.
Oh man, yeah.
I'm no good at that. I'll stick to this.
Yeah, same.
But this is what's
gambler,
taken the NFL to new heights. Fantasy in the NFL.
Is it? Yeah.
Oh my gosh,
I've heard a lot
huge.
of talk about it. I never paid attention to what they meant. So.
The only thing I enjoy about fantasy, so we do a fantasy NASCAR league. Brock and I, Trevor, Max, and Brody, and I just like coming up with different names. This year is the League of Agonizing Minnows. That's what it is. And the last year was I think Mountainous Unicyclists or something. Oh yeah. Or maybe it was the League
Purple Bears eating ice cream.
Yeah, there you go.
And the
I just come
Bahamas.
up with different shit like that. I just like coming up with the names for the league.
Anything to pass those long winters. God forbid you work on your race car. I got
You
to
were
change my
talking
ways.
today in that group text about some guys that possibly could be coming on the 29th here. Big names. Is there any that
We got a
people
Bobby
would
Pierce
know?
coming, don't we?
Oh, yeah.
Would Kyle Larson come to something like this?
No. Not on a Sunday
With it being
night.
a Sunday, he's a practically impossible because of his NASCAR commitment. But great question. Well, that's a smooth operator here.
Kenny Schrader.
No, I doubt it.
He has been up and round through here before as part of his Federated
Kenny
Auto.
Wallace, those guys.
The Real American Beer World of Outlaw late models. Let me see who I can...
They got 17 confirmed is what I'm hearing.
Because what's weird about that is I'm looking forward to it, but I'm not really well educated on the drivers. So,
like I say, Bobby Pierce certainly might be the best late
young
model driver.
guy?
But Bobby's pretty young. He's probably RTJ's age.
But no,
Ricky Thornton not making it, so
Sad.
that's been confirmed. He's not going to make it. That would be a gigantic step in the right direction. For
Tom Berry Jr. Does he have a late model?
Yeah, I understand that he does. I don't know what kind it is. Is it a real one or is it an IMCA one or not to beat on IMCA, but
I don't know what it is.
I'm not sure what it is. I think he has raced it once or twice.
Just to give you a little heads up here. I mean, oh man, I'm doing too many things at once here. Let's not.
I see Tom Berry's coming on the mod tour.
Okay, so here's the top 20 per se in points, and I believe we're gonna get 12 or did they say 17?
17 confirmed is what the Robster's telling me.
So I mean, Bobby Pierce is the point leader. Nick Hoffman, that's a name that I know.
Nick Hoffman build Elite Modifieds out of North Carolina.
Yep.
He does well in the Hell Tour summer stuff and UMP.
The Reaper, Ryan Gustin, he's been around for a long time.
My one Harris car is Ryan Gustin's first U.S. MTS feature winter car. Still got sticker inside my interior, especially built for Ryan Gustin.
Why wouldn't Aaron Turnbull be running this? How many times has he
I don't
won
think
that?
he has a late model anymore.
Well,
oh yeah, he does.
Oh, he does. Okay.
I believe he does.
Okay.
It sounds
I thought he
like
sold it. Him and Steven type of deal.
But it seems like they pop up everywhere. It wouldn't be hard to find one. Steven says he has one pretty close up in
Lignite, he said.
Yeah.
Storage and Lignite. So
Dilly Bar's got one.
Well, Dilly Bar would fix that one. So Dilly Bar doesn't have one anymore.
$15,000.
I know.
A name
Like say Aaron won the seats twice.
A name on here that you might recognize from IMCA modified days is Ethan Dotson, 74X. He's at 8th in points.
He's been here on the tour.
So, yeah,
they'll be crazy fast. I mean, they got all the big motor stuff and all the noise, and they will shake the grandstands for sure.
Just to give you some names that are going to be here in a week and a half at the Nodak Speedway. They're going to be on night 4 of their little tour through the western Minnesota and North Dakota. Uh-oh.
We got a buzz.
Yeah.
Bug catcher.
Would you say that's the biggest payout? I think, didn't they do a $25,000 to win?
Rough Rider?
I think that was...
Rough Rider was a $20,000 to win, but you probably won a $5,000 primary to get there.
What does that mean?
That would be a qualifier race like on a Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And then that would lead you up to the $20,000 feature on Saturday when we had them. Eddie Martin, I think the year he won, a $5,000 preliminary or a qualifying A main. And then he also won the big show for a $25,000 sweep.
And he pulled in on an open trailer.
On an open trailer. Behind about an 86 crew cab pickup. Oh, yeah. As he says, I wrote a bad check for the motor on my way here. Now I can cover it. Yeah. That's how racing was back then. Woo.
The banker, Kelly, said B. Shep is going to be here, Brandon Shepard.
Oh, Tell us more.
Trevor Haas says top 17 in points are full-time commits to the World of Outlaws.
Okay.
I don't know.
Maybe that's the information I'm talking about then.
What about Donnie Schatz? He's got a late model. Why wouldn't he want to?
I think
he was committed to something because we asked him right away at the car show there and stuff like that. But it sounds like the nieces might come over.
Both nieces. They're putting new bodies and new wraps on.
Just for this. So,
Yep.
okay.
So they'll be here.
You're right. We got to get Aaron Stevens scratched up here and get him going here. Just so we can always barometer what we're looking at.
We'll just hammer Aaron when we go to Estevan on Saturday. Get that late model
that'll
ready.
give him a week. I've seen him do
a week.
I've seen him do more with less. So yeah, let's corner Aaron. Let him know what we're thinking.
And if we don't get Aaron,
Steven, you got Dilly Bar. Get her going.
If we don't get Aaron, if he doesn't commit to anything, we're working on Eli.
Right.
So will they be doing heat races, or are they going to be doing qualifying?
Both. They
They'll qualify for their heat race.
For their heat races.
Yeah.
Have you never watched World of All the Late Models?
No.
Wow.
They're a unique bunch. They go wicked fast. Ooh.
Wicked fast.
That's what I like about our local racing is because you get to know you just know each of the drivers.
The characters.
Yeah.
If you love IMCA TV and Darn TV, you will fall in love with Dirt Vision and Flow.
Yeah.
Oh, buddy.
Yeah. They be this.
There is not a night during the week. You don't even need any. If I didn't have Jenny and the kids, I wouldn't even have TV service. I would have
just watch races every night?
three or four racing subscriptions: Dirt Vision, Flow, IMCA TV.
Who's looking fun tonight?
It's hard.
There's a race on every single
It's hard
night.
to keep up with your channel. Keep it up. I'm behind on Dakota Speedway, and
I'm behind on the whole year. There ain't enough time. So
Peyton last night, she calls me and goes, "Dad, do you want to watch? It's Hell Tour."
Yeah, Hell Tour. Okay, yeah, that's what I'm talking about, Nick. So
yeah, Indiana.
Yeah,
Illinois. I think they branch into Iowa. Last night was Davenport, Iowa.
24 times in 28 days.
Oh, it's more than that now.
They tighten it. There is no days off?
No, there's...
They call it the Hell Tour for a reason. It's hell.
It is legitimately...
It used to be a whole month of racing.
You look at this schedule. They started on June 10th. They race every day all the way through...
Probably July 10th. It's like a month.
Do they even take a day off in here? Doesn't look
like it. I know one year it was 4 out of 28.
And they go through July 13th.
13th, so yeah.
The Hell Tour. They take
31 days.
They take July 7th off. That number ain't in there. Is there any other ones that I missed?
That's a Monday.
Yeah.
They can shoot up for the tour up here if they have a mod.
They're in Quincy, Illinois tonight.
Well,
it's rained out, so they got today off.
No
racing today.
Yeah, that's the only way to get them off.
Yeah, the Hell Tour.
The Hell Tour.
That's what they used to call it, the Hell Tour. Now it's Dirt Car Summer Nationals. But
do you think that
the Hell Tour was more descriptive?
World of All late models, do they have the same draw as the sprints?
I think it's going to be a little less. I think sprint cars, just because of their big wing and their popularity,
a little deeper heritage.
Yeah,
goes back a little farther.
I think
the racing itself is going to be closer,
right,
and more dicey.
I'm more of a late model fan than I am sprint cars. I don't go out of my way a lot of times to watch sprint cars. I just don't. They don't. A lot of times with sprint cars, they get strung out, and you only see 1 or 2 or 5 passes through the whole race. And in late models, you'll get them slicing and dicing just like IMCA modifies.
Non-stop. Yeah, that's probably a pretty fair description.
But if you like loud noises and high speed, sprint cars are your game. Because they fly.
These things have got what's called wide bore small blocks in them. They're like 438 cubic inches, and they go up from there. And they're still called a small block. But
right.
They're longer because they got bigger bores, but they're one-off engines that just run in these things. So I don't know anything else they run in, but...
Yeah, these late models,
they're
bring a set of
headphones,
motors. Earbuds, whatever.
Will they be bringing their own track prep team?
Doesn't sound like it. They're going to be involved with track prep.
They'll point.
They'll. I mean, back when the sprint cars came, Larry Hillerud was there, and he directed the track prep, but he didn't have a team. It was Nodak Speedway that prepped it, but we kind of did what Larry said. And I'm guessing there would be...
I know at one time Larry said, I thought I could make this better, but you guys know your track. Just do your thing. they're just not used to the sun being up this late.
Right.
And that was his comment, too.
Kelly Dukeshire chimes in, there's free pulled pork feed for all World of Outlaw ticket holders in the pits from 2 to 4 p.m. on the 29th. So buy your ticket early, get it in advance, and then you get free pulled pork in the pits from 2 to 4.
Maybe a driver comes through.
And then next Wednesday, I think we have to pick our drivers. You better do some research on this.
I'm taking Aaron Turnbull.
Because he's got that big of a lead. 50 ain't going to do nothing for him either way. We might have to pick the right one.
Well, Isaac and I, we kind of had a discussion. It wasn't much of a discussion. Isaac jokingly said I might have to raise the bonus points up to make it interesting. So,
Bobby Pierce before you guys pick anybody else.
I wonder if there's any
RTJ,
concern with these big late model guys coming where they're going to come to the track and be like, it's just too damn white in here.
Too damn white. It does look nice around there, doesn't it?
He did a great job.
Yeah. Yeah, he even painted the wheels on the tractor last week, apparently. That all matters.
We didn't get any reaction out of him today. I said, who's all coming?
Can't even irritate him.
Must be busy down there, I guess.
He didn't even reply to that.
No.
Well.
It seems like he got irritated the second night in Underwood in his heat race. He was roaring around there. Did you make a call on him?
I don't think
I
did.
think so. I thought Smallsy had showed good speed all weekend.
Oh, he does.
So he's got the speed. Actually, his finishes should be better than probably what he's getting, but he's working on it. I mean, he's multitasking. He's got a lot on his mind, but he's got competitive laps. That's not a problem. So
I think World of Outlaw Night, Brock is going to make his modified debut at the Nodak Speedway this year.
That'll be fun.
All right, talk about that. Who's running that night?
A-Mods.
A-Mods and late models. That's it.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So that's worth $40, man.
Yeah.
And a pulled pork sandwich.
And a pulled pork sandwich.
Yeah. Mods are worth 30, lates are worth 10. However you do the math. The pulled pork is the deal maker. Yeah. No, that'd be good.
So I wonder what the payout is for the mods.
I believe it's a normal weekly payout.
I think that's what I think too. Yeah. Yeah. I suspect to see all the players.
Yeah.
So you'll be in front of a large grandstand, that's for sure.
They brought modifieds in because the modifieds wanted it.
Yeah. Yeah, it was going to be sport mods, and it changed. So let's show up and get her done. Kind of like the Monty night. That was fun.
Yep.
Could be a similar platform. So
then once it's crazy.
Where's summer going to go here, dude? Because in 2 weeks, it's a whole different picture. And plus you at work.
Yeah. When I get done with the mod tour, summer's over.
Yeah. Yeah, we're talking about school then.
Easy now.
We'll sneak the fair in, but we're talking about school. We are at our house already. They're going to camps already, so that's why we're talking about it. But yeah.
As tired or as much as we do now, and you think I need a break and blah 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 whatever, man oh man, when October comes and you're sitting at the banquet, you'll sit back and you'll go, I'd do anything to be sitting at a racetrack right now.
Yeah.
You know what I was thinking at
the banquet? I missed 3 last year.
I was thinking
they should have bought a ticket two before Jordan.
Bastard just stole my $400.
God, that was the best time in my life. Thanks for the buffer, Craig. I'll buy mine now. Oh, dang it. Yep. True story.
Well,
we're going to try to bail out of here with daylight. I can feel it coming.
I'm trying to bail out because I'm going to load this up on the places that needed to be loaded up, and I can almost be home and to bed by 10.
Jeez. Yep. No way. You guys chat for 45 minutes after we're done.
Sometimes.
Yeah, probably not tonight. I'm kind of dragging myself. It's been a long week.
I've yawned a few times. I'm already feeling it. I sat there last night. I did some darn TV stuff last night. I packed everything up from the weekend, cleaned all the equipment, kind of did my maintenance stuff, and got home about 8:15, and I got ready for bed, and my daughter comes out, Peyton comes out and goes, Dad, are you really going to bed? And I said, absolutely.
Don't judge me.
I didn't go to sleep that early, but I laid in bed, and it was about 9:15.
See you later.
I don't mean to. You know how that Brock had an insider pick, and I got that Brock pick?
Yeah.
I just got texted. Someone's going to help me with my late model pick, so I think.
I hope it ain't. Is it Brock again?
No.
You know, I'm not sure the commissioner has punished him for that yet. There may be about a 200-point kick there. I mean, we got to do something.
We need about 250.
Okay, 250 it is. Yeah.
Well,
it ain't over till it's over.
Well, he has to pick last on the late model deal.
Yeah, that'll help. Who picks first?
Whoever's last in points. So it'd be Smallsy right now.
Smallsy right now.
So it goes last to forward.
Who's my Bobby Pierce? Where am I at on this?
Well, if you stay ahead of me, you want to tank for Bobby right now. You need all your players not to show up so you can finish last and you get Bobby Pierce.
Well, I don't want to give that up either. I got a good team here. Got to go in the winter with a little inspiration. We did good. We just got insider traded. So legally, we might still win. I'm sticking to it. I'm making something out of this. Something good. Hang in there, team.
So now you just got to text. Somebody's going to help you with your late model pick.
Yeah. I don't know. Hot Sauce, address this. This is cheating. Because I'm not thinking of something better.
Don't say it's not fair. Because I'll tell you, fair is where pigs win awards.
So what kind of points do I get if I pick Aaron Turnbull and he isn't even registered yet?
You'd get negative 200.
And 50. You're asking. I'm just making sure we all are on the same page.
And he doesn't even have a ride yet.
See, I got a team player here. Trevor said he's going to tank so Brandon can get Bobby Pierce.
Trevor can't do that.
Yeah.
He's on the verge of greatness.
Yeah.
Championship night, he gets...
That TRD moment is only happening if it breaks.
Has Trevor won a main?
Oh, several times.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Scooby-Doo's a player. He's just been kind of dormant. Trevor, do you have it in the right springs? Inquiring minds want to know.
I think he put in 12-inch springs, if that's what you're asking.
Yeah.
But I think he said he's still right on the very edge of he's in the gray area.
Uh-oh.
For ride heights.
That means he's too high. It ain't gray if you're good.
But I don't know what.
It's only gray if you're not.
What in the world can you do as a hobby stock to get it right? There ain't nothing you can do.
That's a head scratcher. You got to find an 11 3/4 apparently. How do you make those? Squish them in a press? Well, that's what I'd do. You might need to stretch some days, but you have to squeeze some this day.
That's my argument with the whole ride height deal in the hobby stock.
Because they have no adjustment.
We have nothing we can do about it.
You guys
have weight jacks.
Yeah. We can put any spring we want in, and we can just jack it in or jack it out.
So
hobbies can't do that.
There's a car that was driving in Underwood, orange-blue car.
Orange-blue car.
I think it was in a hobby class.
95?
It looked like he had a lift kit in.
That's like the 98S, maybe. That was
95. Jared Cannell.
Jared? Well, he's just all orange, I think. Yeah, he's got a high right rear corner, but...
And I was thinking, there's no way that thing could be.
Well, he's got to make tech.
Well, yeah.
You can either pass everything but tech, or you can not pass anything and don't worry about tech.
That was the line of the weekend. Trevor passed everything twice but tech.
See, and that was the beauty of your 5 car. It looked low and sleek.
It did. You drove it low and sleek, too.
Yeah.
You did a good job at that. You got to get that back in the camp.
I know it. Get it out there.
Get it back in the camp.
When do I do this?
Well, quit
on
talking
the 8th day.
About
on the 8th day, God created race cars.
When do I do this?
Don't commit to your super
in October, apparently, so you get ready for next year. That's where I'm at. We don't get enough done in October. We have to start.
Yeah.
Because April shows up and we're screwed. So I know this story well. I got to quit reading the book so late.
Okay. Let's roll. Let's wrap it up.
Okay.
Hopefully we see you at a racetrack this weekend. We got Mandan, Estevan, Dickinson, Minot. Full weekend of racing. We don't take any time off. Then preemptively get ready for Williston Fair. World of Outlaw late models.
Yep. And July 3rd back to Underwood. So that's the whole thing. Pay attention. Because after that.
Once we hit July 3rd, we are...
Yes.
No, we're 8 days.
Yeah, July 3rd.
As far as the tour. But yeah. But there ain't much racing left after that.
You quit talking.
I am.
I am. Yeah. So.
See you next Wednesday.
I'm getting questioned on points now.
Uh-oh.
I get one
what
text,
did I miss?
And I get thrown before the commish, and he's getting bombed.
No, I'm getting questioned on how many points Brooklyn has. I only have her at 175.
Oh.
Did I screw her points up?
Did you burn her on a few 15s or something?
No, I added 40 to her 15s. Kelly might be confused because see, Brooklyn, you only get 40 points for a win, and she's only at 145 on the points, so I have her at 175.
She had a third in there and stuff, so.
Right, but she missed 3 nights, so therefore she gets a 15, a 15, and a 15.
For 45.
No, she missed 2 nights, so she gets 30 plus her points, so it's 175. Don't question my points, please.
I was hoping you found 250 in there.
Don't look behind the curtain.
So, Kelly, how it works is you take her total points. She's missed 2 nights. She gets 15 points for each night.
Those are fantasy points, not IMCA points.
Yeah, fantasy points are different than
IMCA points.
IMCA points.
If you're not here.
Right.
You get something in fantasy. You don't get nothing in IMCA.
So now I'm questioning myself. Let me put this back on the screen real quick. What do I got her at? 175. That's where she should be.
Yeah. Okay. Brooklyn's green.
Yep.
So get her done.
The late
Sunday.
model challenge, it's on there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. That's the last step we have.
Oh, she said she was trying to find 250.
Yeah, okay. Well, see, I appreciate that. Yeah, I went to that. Yeah, is there 250 in there? So, thank you. Yeah.
I said I wasn't going to do math on this show because I got made fun of last time, and I just did math again.
And here we are.
Yeah. Okay. For Jordan,
right.
For Craig, I don't have
next
the music
Wednesday.
going yet.
See you there, Dan.
Thanks for everyone calling in.
Yeah, thank you.
That's what Brock said he was going to go work on the car
Tonight?
Mm-hmm.